All right. Well, hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world watching this. I'm Reina Creole, and of course, this is the Resort Recon Live podcast. This is my in studio show where we go over theme park news, we give theme park tips, we give theme park or have theme park fun around the parks here in Orlando, and of course other parks that myself and my panelists have been to over the years. We love to have fun when we're here, and again, we like to keep it real at the same time to give you guys plenty of tips, intel, all of that. And of course, you guys there in the chat, you are our co-hosts. So of course, we love reading your comments and your insight. So for today's show, it was going to be about D23 for the most part. That was held here in down at the Coronado Springs Resort, one of my least favorite Disney resorts on property. But anyway, so much news has been going on, so we'll get to that. But we've got other news to spread around. So speaking of my theme park aficionado friends, let me bring Erica from Hanging with Erica and Rob. How you doing, my dear?
Doing good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you
Cool.
fine. I'm looking
All
at
right.
the Mickey pumpkin shirt.
I know. I got it from DisneyStore.com. They were having a sale, 25% off. So I bought that, and I bought the orange little jumpsuit outfit, like with the hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing the pants too.
You need the whole outfit, you know. So
And
I
I even got the shoes. I got the Crocs with the Mickey. I went nuts. I was like, oh no.
it's like an addiction, isn't it?
And
Isn't
it's
it?
just this time of year. This is when Disney pulls my wallet.
Absolutely. I mean, on the reverse end, it's like I got like this shirt, believe it or
Oh,
not,
it's so cute.
from a Goodwill. I'm like, yes. See, that's something that I want to let you guys know. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull this up here right now while I'm thinking about it. I see 32 of you guys in here between YouTube and X coming on in. So come on in, come on in. One of the best kept secrets about this area, especially when you are looking for Disney merch, is going to thrift stores like Goodwill or one of my favorites, Plato's Closet. And they've
Oh,
got one in Kissimmee. They've got one, I believe, I think is it near the Florida Mall, the Mall of Millennia. Either way, there's one closer to Universal. And they're going to have actually two Disney events. There's the Halloween Disney event that's going on today. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of merch that they have there. And they're also having another one on October 4th. So if you are looking for lounge flies, uh, t-shirts, Disney pins, I'm not going to say how many Disney pins I wound up dumping at Plato's Closet, but quite a few that are Halloween themed. You definitely want to go and check places like this out. They kind of fly under the radar, but honestly, places like Plato's Closet and places like, say, Goodwill are the kind of places where people like me, we've got too much Disney merch. I
oh,
know too much is never enough, right? We have too much Disney merch, and we kind of just want to pass it on away and pass it on with a modicum of remuneration, so to speak. These places are absolute gold mines. So if you're in the Orlando area and you're looking for Disney merchandise, don't overlook places like Goodwill, and especially Plato's Closet, which I can kind of recommend a bit better because they kind of curate what they get. They do not take everything. Um, But it depends on what you have, because let's just say with the pins that let's say the pins that I turned in for money, they kept all of it. The lady was like, yeah, we're actually taking all of this. We usually don't do that.
Not, yeah.
We usually don't do that, but a lot of it was Halloween pins and stuff like that that I had that were not limited edition. Some were kind of cast pins that I had extras of that I really didn't need. And speaking of pins, October is going to be a month for like giveaways. So if you are a channel member in October, I'm going to start doing a little bit of giveaways. This is a cast member pin that I got that I traded. This is Minnie Mouse as Constance Hatchaway. Yes, from the Haunted Mansion. So I'm going to be giving away one of these to channel members in October. So please do stay tuned for that. So yeah, it's the season. Halloween, between Halloween and then there's Christmas. I don't get a break. I do not get a break when it comes to merch, but it's so much fun to look at and enjoy and all of that. So let's see who we have got here in the chat. We've got Sarah Rust here who says, hi guys. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. And we've got Kimberly Ann Hart in here as well. Good to see you. And I want to thank YouTube for not using the @ signs anymore for people's names. I appreciate that very, 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 very much. Let's see, we've got Keely Chow here who says, hey, everybody, good morning. Well, good morning to you and roll tide. Roll tide indeed. We have got Braylon Lee in the chat. He says, well, let's get ready to Recon. Hashtag the show is not a green screen effect. There's been a lot of theme park news for sure. Universal is going to announce a Universal Fanverse Con soon. Well, we've definitely Universal news to talk about. I wish I could have went to the fan event that they had earlier this year. It looked like so much flipping fun. It was just absolutely amazing. Sorry, all the friends decide to text me. It's like, you know, I'm streaming. I'm streaming. Let's see. Steel Leg of History, who has been a member for 40 months. Ooh, this is like OG level.
OG.
You guys were like members, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'm supposed to have memberships. Y'all been asking. I guess I'll go and do it. So thanks for all the kind words. My mom is slowly getting better. Dad is too. I'm starting to sleep better. The give send to go is about halfway to goal. Well, I am very, very glad to hear that, my dear. So glad to hear your mom and dad are getting better. You know, it's a blessing that they're able to recover. So I'm so glad to hear that. And let's see who else we got here in the chat. We have JG who says, good morning, all. Well, good morning to you. And I love your avatar. I have to laugh at
I like that. That's awesome.
Skeleton at the keyboard at the computer. My favorite is the sign that says the network been down long. And of course, there's Erica as well. We have got Pirate Raid in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. We have got Matthew who says, hey, everyone. Well, hey, hello, hello. And good to see you, Matthew. Yep. Welcome to IT. Yeah, I'm an IT person. So anytime Disney or Universal has an IT issue, I like lose it, and I just start going off. So yeah, that's my background. That's why I saw that and I just laughed. I just absolutely laughed. It was so funny. Let's see. Hey Ron, how you doing? This afternoon, Lorena and Erica. I'm headed to Universal at the moment. Well, enjoy. Make sure you drop by.
We're there.
Yeah, make sure you drop by the Dead Coconut Club as well to check it out. Dead Coconut Club, which is it's at the City Walk, and it's free to get in. It's one of those where there's drinks.
Oh,
If you should buy them, if you should want to buy them, but it's always themed and swagged out. Like last year, they had the Bloomhouse theme. So it's like the bottom level, it was like I want to say Dracula from the 80s kind of club that it looked like at the bottom level. And then upstairs it was the Bloomhouse bar. So they had like one of the dolls from Megan that was there. They had like Happy Death
cool.
Day. It was really cool. What they had up there. What is the Dead Coconut Club? Well, it's known usually as the Red Coconut Club. It is on the top level, second level of Universal City Walk. So when you get to the City Walk, you take the escalator going up. I think it's right next to Blvd, where the Panda Express, BK Burger Bar, all that stuff, where that is. You go up the escalator that's right in front of the Cold Stone Creamery. Go all the way upstairs. I think they open at 4. I want to say 4 to I think at 4 they open up, and you can go in there. It's free. The thing is, it's like the decor, how they theme it is absolutely amazing. So you can get alcoholic drinks, non-alcoholic drinks, but the main draw is how themed and decorated it
nice.
It is. I wouldn't be surprised if the folks who designed the Beacon Barrel hung out there a couple times. Because it is crazily themed in there. So okay, definitely checking out today. Okay, check it out. Let me know what you think. One of my favorite places to drop in. So let's see. One or we'll say two more. Two more housekeeping items. So for some folks who know and some folks who may not know, I have a store on Mercari where I'm going to start putting up extra stuff that I had no business buying, but I got it anyway. But you basically are, this is like my curated collection, things that I get with love that I think that other people would want to enjoy. So I'm kind of starting out with Disney pins. Yes, these are limited edition. Yes, they are from my collection. The Tinkerbell as the Bride of Frankenstein. Of course, that one's gone. That one's gone. I sold that. So there's more that I'm going to be putting up because I'm going through my collection that I have. So definitely consider checking that out. I appreciate it. And also, please do go to the Magic Candle Company. You can get 15% off with my code, Reina Creole. Magic Candle Company is a local company to Orlando. They white label scents for SeaWorld, Universal Orlando, all of that. But you can buy directly from their site. And one of my favorites, because I got it actually up here right now, is Autumn on Main Street. Which is such a fun scent. It's like apples and vanilla and pumpkin, and I had to spray it. It's one of my favorites. Absolutely one of my favorites. And I think, Erica, you've tried this one too, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite so far. But it's a very light pumpkin scent.
Yes.
I want something a little stronger this year, so I'm thinking of getting the one with Jack Skellington. It's got a little bit more spice in it, I think.
You mean Pumpkin King? Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
They are both so good. It's like autumn. This one is like the light pumpkin kind of draw you in, and the Pumpkin King, man, it's just like strong cinnamon pumpkin hits you in the face. It's in a good way. It's like, oh my God, that smells so good. So yes, that is Magic Candle Company. 15% off with my code, Reina Creole. pretty much everything I have tried from this company has been good. So it's a way to get those theme park vibes. Yes, they do have universal theme scents as well, especially the Wizard. I'll get that. The Wizard fragrances. You will absolutely love those. Love those too. So let's head on to some Universal news. I see 70 of you folks in here so far. Thank you. Please do hit that thumbs up button. That is your price of admission. And of course, heart this over on X. So this is from Universal Studios Japan. The reason why I'm showing this is because Japan is usually the canary in the coal mine when it comes to things that are coming to the US. And for those of you who are fans of One Piece, check it out. 今年のワンピースは海賊、海軍、大乱戦。記憶に残る夏が来るワンピースプレミアサマー。I'm so darn jealous right now. They've got like a stunt show, it looks like. They've got a stunt show for One Piece. Oh, God, that buggy is insane. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this looks like the water stunt show. They used to have it at Universal. They have it at Universal Hollywood. And this is one that's over in Japan, which is perfect for the One Piece pirate theme. Oh my gosh, this is insane. So they have these like no limit events that they have over in Universal Studios Japan, which are absolutely crazy. I'm jealous. Absolutely jealous. And then it looks like I saw a restaurant. So they actually have the restaurant, I think, too. That looks like an attraction right there. Yeah. This right here. And I'm blanking. So don't pull my anime card, but there's like this there is this restaurant that is well known on the main line with all the pirates, and they just recreated this sucker there. I'm just wow. Yeah, exactly, Braylon. So Universal Fan Fest nights had One Piece, they had Jujutsu Kaisen, they had oh my gosh, I think they had the Apothecary Diaries 2, and one more that I'm blanking. Of course, they had, I think they had dang it, no, Demon Slayer. That's what they had. I think they had Demon Slayer as well. So I would not be surprised if they bring this to Orlando. It's not really as well known that there's a lot of anime gear that you can get at Universal Orlando, and it sells out frequently. The kiosk that they have on the City Walk, that anime merchandise sells out regularly. They have so many anime conventions that come through Orlando, including the biggest one in December, which I always go to, and that's the Holiday Matsuri convention. So I am really hoping they bring this here. What do you think, Erica, when you look at this?
I mean, if you're into the, I know One Piece, I have yet to see the show, and my son's got a book. He got, I think, like a quarter into the book or one of the books. It sounds like a lot of fun. I guess I should probably watch the show on Netflix everyone's kept raving about to really get the hype, So my understanding, they're taking a show that was already there and they're doing like a One Piece overlay, or they're just changing it completely.
I'm not sure. I think this is something that they added. I'm not as plugged into Universal Studios Japan. I follow the feed because I love the videos that they put out of what they've got going on. So it's possible that this is a new addition for this period in time. Usually these no limit events are kind of like limited. So if those of you who are familiar with Universal Studios Japan, let us know in the comments, or even if you're in the chat, let us know, is this a new offering, or is this something that they have had and they're just
And are they bringing this over to California? Are they testing the waters to see how it'll go in Japan before maybe they bring it to California? Because I know the one in California seems to be really popular and well received.
Yeah. If I was a betting person, I would say, I mean, they've already had the Universal Fan Fest nights. Just like Braylon said, they had One Piece that was there, One Piece Jujutsu Kaisen. They have them there. So I'm guessing definitely it would go to Hollywood. I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, when are you going to bring it to Orlando?
I see foreshadowing.
I do too.
I'm just going to say it. I think they're bringing out a land.
I would be so down with that. I would be so down with that. I would love it.
And I've heard that the feedback from the Fan Fest night said it was the One Piece, I think, that got the most like really high ranked positive feedback. And I want to say Back to the Future was kind of second to that. That's what it seemed like when all the feedback was coming in. It seemed like One Piece was really the I want to say like the number one. Maybe under that would have been Back to the Future because of nostalgic, and then maybe under that Nintendo, the Mario. Gosh, all the suspense is Universal. I'm like, this is exciting. I haven't felt this way about any theme park in so long. And I'm not even into anime, but this is exciting because it's going to be good. Disney used to do this for us emotionally, and that's like dead.
It is. It really is. And you have to. The Netflix show is actually pretty good. The live action adaptation is pretty good. That's because Ichiro Oda, who wrote the whole series, was heavily involved in it. And it's not a Cowboy Bebop thing. I mean, it is. You do not even have to read the manga. Just watch the Netflix show. They do an amazing job. Mr. Milquetoast, hello, says, I'll be the contrarian. I don't see anything in the wild that leads me to believe Japanimation has become mainstream in America. Such claims seem to come from the same nerd niche groups. I would challenge you on that.
Yeah, me too.
I would challenge you on that with regards to, let's say, Generation X and down. And Erica probably knows as well, especially if you have kids. And Camera Girl, she is all like into anime. It is extremely popular in the it's very popular in the US. I won't really say it's a nerd niche thing because it's really not, because anime is more of like a worldwide phenomenon.
I see it a lot out here in Germany with Gen Z, and they mix the 90s style of dress, but instead of wearing all the band t-shirts that we would wear back in that time with the baggy jeans and the Jinkos, they're wearing anime shirts. So it's like this anime nerd twist on the 90s grunge look that I'm seeing everywhere out here. And my son, he'll be 22 this year. They were class of 2023, and all his friends they know more about the anime world and gaming than anything else. That's pretty much their entertainment. It's divided or it's threaded together. You can't really talk to them about anything else because they're just like, what? But they'll nerd out on anime. Yeah. They'll nerd out on the gaming industry. Outside of that, they're just kind of like, like, you're old. What?
Yeah. How do you? Yeah, exactly. Like, how do you know? How do you know about Nintendo? How do you know this? How do you know? Because we've been watching it for I don't know how long, and then we're writing this stuff from things that we grew up with. So I wouldn't say, instead of I will agree with you that Japanimation has become more mainstream. I don't think it's become more mainstream in America. I think it's become more accepted
Yeah.
or more acceptable. It's not like a, one off, especially, when your kids and the younger kids are into it. And they're watching anime or whatever, and you walk in and you're like, oh, that looks like such and such and so and so, and that's that person, and that's that person, and that's, and they're just like, how do you
And
know that?
my nieces and nephews, like on both sides, like I'm all 6 of them, from my older sister's kids to my younger sister's kids. On the one side, I mean, when I mean gamer, I'm not talking just video games. We're talking board games, card games, the role-playing games. This is that is the culture of my older sister's family, is and it permeates even down to their kids. And on the other spectrum, uh, I would say, yeah, they're into, well, because they're younger, so maybe like the Hello Kitty
Hmm.
stuff, a little
Yeah,
bit of the anime. Nintendo, they love Princess Peach and they love the Mario characters. And they're really into the horror stuff. Like they're really into,
like Five Nights at Freddy's. That's like
yeah, oh, they love Five
the
Nights at Freddy's.
big
That's like
one,
their number
especially when
one.
we look at
Yeah.
it. And I'm just like,
That,
that looks like
like that's
Shredder's.
what they nerd out on that, on like on one side of the family, and the other side is it's like anime and gaming. But when I say gaming, I don't mean just video games. Like it's that, and then it's just, I'm talking geek of all geeking geek.
Yeah,
Gaming. Like even I have to walk away from those conversations because it's so over my head that they get so deep into like those big books, that the guides you go by for the role playing, and you're creating your own
hmm
characters, and yeah, they're all into that. That's
I'm just
how
like,
deep that goes. And I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, no, I'm out.
I
I
need the
can't.
Cliff Notes version,
Yeah, I know exactly. That's
which I do. Yeah, it's because it's just like once you, how would I put this? It's like when you get to the point where you have less time than money, you don't really get
yeah,
into the stuff as you used to, and then when you do, you're usually doing a like all day, binge fest or something, just to catch up. Hey, Marilyn. Yeah. So that's what I would say. It's more acceptable because the kids are into it. And of course, with the explosion of the internet, it's not like people are getting videotapes of anime from Japan. It's like now it's all online.
yeah,
You can see it then. So I think that's also part of it. That's also part of it too. But it is something that is not going away. Nintendo and Hello Kitty have more brand recognition worldwide than
yeah,
Disney. That is not a shade. That is a fact.
yeah.
That is an absolute fact. And anybody who's been looking at, like, say, again, you have Gen Z kids, you see it, what they're into, what they're nerding out about. And
And Gen Alpha, I haven't noticed Gen Alpha really watch cartoons. They're on their
yeah,
devices, basically interactive play, even if it's just these little mindless character type short video games, or like playing dress up but with the digital avatar type. That's they're not really playing with like physical toys, it seems like, much anymore. They're not sitting,
right.
the whole Saturday cartoons thing that we had, no, that's been long gone. You might hear Recess in the background, but
Mhm.
it's on for back. They do like the old
Yeah,
stuff,
they will do like
but they're not watching the
Looney
new
Tunes.
things.
No, they're not watching the
Yeah,
new
they're
stuff.
not watching the new stuff. So if they gravitate to anything cartoon wise, it's more or less what Gen Z and the millennials grew up with.
Mhm. And like all
That's just
those
my
jokes.
observation.
No, 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 it's true because I'll watch some of the new stuff. for example, The Amazing Digital Circus. Okay. If you know, you know. All right. So I'm watching that with Camera Girl. And there are so many Looney Tunes references in that, in that animated cartoon. And I'm like picking them out one after the other. Like one of them, I'm like, oh, instead of Smith and Wesson, it said like something and something else. And Cameron goes like, how do you know that? I'm like, cuz, they got that from that Bugs Bunny cartoon. They got that from that Bugs Bunny cartoon. And then they're going to YouTube and they're finding the old school cartoons, because physical comedy is always going to be funny. I don't care who the heck you are. It's going to be funny generation wise, which is why the Minions is making so much flipping money.
Yeah. We got two comments that are really good. Mr. Milk, I can't milk. Okay, milk toast. Yeah. You could probably speak more to that, because I didn't really follow like Transformers and Voltron growing up. They were there, but it's not something I was into.
Yeah, let's see. Might one not argue that's the same niche that Japanimation has helped Americans since the 80s, Voltron and unlike? Either way, fun discussion to have. Oh, it's an awesome discussion to have.
It's fun. It is fun.
It up. I would say no, that niche was smaller. It wasn't as, it was out there, but it was more popular with like young Gen Xers, because we would watch it, because at least from what I remember when I was a kid and in Philadelphia, it's like you would get the after school block. Like you would get 1960s Batman, you'd have the Flintstones, then you'd have Speed Racer. I watched a lot of freaking Speed Racer. You get Voltron, you get the Spider-Man cartoons, you get kind of like all that in a block. And it's like it was there, but it was kind of like, yeah, okay, Voltron. Yeah, we kind of sort of know what that, or I really have no idea what that is. I think it's gotten bigger, more of a, so I'll say it's gotten more out of niche and more of like, oh yeah, my kid watches such and such and so on. So that's kind of like the level where we are right now. But yeah, that is actually that's a really good discussion. I'd like to do one of those more.
And Mike has bad knees. Brought up a really good point too. It kind of corroborates what we were saying.
Okay. Before I do that, I definitely want to thank Jay for those 5 gifted Reina Creole memberships. Let's hit you with the long clip. Here we go. This is pathetic.
Join in, folks. It's yodeling time. Here at Lester's
Elephant green screen effect.
That sucker will never freaking get old. Thank you. We're all maxing. Thank you for those 5 gifted Reina Creole memberships, Jay. And folks, if you got gifted membership, please do give Jay a huge thanks for being so generous. Let's see. Mike has bad knees. Where'd you go? Okay. My kids are Gen Alpha, and they're not interested in cartoons at all outside of ultra short form.
Yep.
The older one is now just starting to touch on anime that's full 20 plus minute episodes, which makes sense because kids have short ass attention span. It's like,
it's because of the devices, the culture. We were taught this in youth ministry. I was taught, back, let's say, in with millennials back then, they had at least a 20-minute attention span. So if you were giving a talk or a lecture, you had 20 minutes to really get your point home. Now, when I was leaving youth ministry, they were saying, when I first started youth ministry, it dialed back to 15 minutes. Then it dialed back a few years later, maybe 2-3 years later, to 10 minutes. to get your point across. Then as I was leaving youth ministry, we were told you have 7 seconds now. And it's because of the short form videos like TikTok, they are absorbing more in less amount of time, which makes it even more difficult, honestly, even for school teachers to really get the information you need to get into your kids' head, because we're just, and it's not just kids, it's us adults too. We are little by little rewiring our brains to have a shorter and shorter attention span. I catch myself getting impatient, even with like Netflix. I'm like, hurry up. Can you make your point faster? Can we get to it already?
I know it's like with K-dramas, which I love, and I have to force myself. It's like, look, you got 20 episodes of this. You need to pay attention and just sit down,
enjoy it.
And it's hard, but eventually I settle in. But it's like, and it never used to be like that for me. It's kind of like I'm gonna sit here, and it's just like I'm looking. I'm like, where's this? And I'm not into it. Then eventually, yes, then I'll get into it. But you're so right. Our attention spans are just shorter and shorter and shorter. And honestly, it started with Gen X, because we're notorious for taking in huge amounts of information and like translating it on, on the fly. And our processing speed is really fast. And then the younger generations, it's like we're shrinking down how much you have to pay attention to generation by generation by generation. So it's something else. But yeah, I get it. I get it. Like, for example, Camera Girl sits on like TikTok. I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. I can't either. I can't do the tickety talk at all. Fannie Willis Booty for $4.99. Thank you so very much, my dear. Let's see. Let's hit you up with a little less gross.
I know you want the goodies. Welcome to the goodie room.
I got to get some more Disney clips, but isn't it funny that this show is more entertaining than anything Marvel has slopped on us in the last few years? Keep up the great work, Lorena. Well, thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate that. I love having fun. I love translating that fun to you guys, and thank you for supporting the channel. I so do appreciate it. It means more to me than you know. Let's see who we have. Let's see. Dance Life with the Kingdom. Hey, says, hey guys, good seeing you. Good seeing you, my dear. Another one of my theme park buddies here in the area. And Dad Man Walking. Hey, he says, love the new background, Erica. Isn't it great?
Thank you.
Native Hawaiian says, aloha, y'all. Well, aloha to you. Glad to see you, Native Hawaiian. Amazing. And let's see, rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season. Yeah. I love it. Let's see, Lightning Sketch Productions for $1.99. I don't think I've seen you here before, so welcome. And let me blow you up. Any chance Hexed will be a blend of 2D and 3D? Well, first of all, for people who do not know, Hexed is a new film that's been announced by Disney at D23. It's going to be an animated film. From what Camera Girl has told me, it looks like it's going to be like the Owl House show. Is there a chance it will be a blend of 2D and 3D? That is very possible. That seems to be kind of like the mix that's been going on. If you've ever seen, I would say, the movie Flow. If you haven't, you need to see it. About the black cat and the flood. And that was done on Blender. So there are 2D and 3D elements, because there's some elements that you can only do in 3D in order to give that packed punch of an effect. So it's very possible. But I will be keeping an eye on that film, because pretty much I have my hands on what's going on in pop culture, but for like say Gen Z, Gen Alpha, that area, if Camera Girl's talking about it,
Yeah.
then I really pay like rapt attention. So that's on her radar. Again, if you've watched The Owl House, which she did, which is interesting because apparently the guy who wrote The Owl House ran into a lot of issues with Disney. Going to be interesting seeing what this movie is like. So thank you for that $1.99 super chat, Lightning Sketch Productions. I will be keeping an eye on that. My Spice Lounge show that I have on Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. I go more into the media side of what's going on. That's one of the things on the list. So thank you. Sabrina's Espresso, that's got to be Matt G. Beyonce movie, you still never went. LOL. You know what? She's my cousin again. She should have sent me free tickets.
Oops.
You know? Yes, it is true. Beyonce and I are distant cousins. We both have the same distant French ancestors. Came from Quebec to Louisiana. So yes, we do. That is not a joke. To make it even funnier, CJ, who does my thumbnails, okay, like the facial reference, all he did was use Beyonce, and it fits. It's like I hardly had to do anything. Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Jared Markham says, I'm officially 1 year away from my first trip to Orlando. I will be checking out Universal Orlando and Epic Universe. You are in for such a treat, my dear. There is so much going on at Universal and Epic Universe. Let's just say Epic Universe. I was so tired, but did not want to go home.
That's when you know it's a good trip.
Mm-hmm. It's like I should go, but I don't want to go. I don't want to leave. It's so it's such a great park. Buddy Hepburn says it's not confirmed yet for Hexed. Okay, someone put traditional animation on Wiki for it, so people were running with it until asked for source. Okay, well, Hexed is definitely on my list of things to check out. So I will definitely keep up with that. Yes, seriously, I am cousins with Beyonce. I'm gonna have to do a video on how my ancestry and Beyonce's ancestry links up together. We're both Creole, which, if you want to be technical, we're both Creole is a mix of everybody. And there's only a small segment of Quebecois who left Quebec and went to Louisiana, New Orleans to be specific. It's a very, very small group. That's why if you're related to one of them, you're usually related to all of them. So I will have to show you. Let's see. I think the Ice Age Boiling Point could be good. If Disney was smart, that could be combined with the dinosaur ride. But here we are. I think Ice Age was the biggest franchise for Blue Sky. Yes, it was. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do that new Ice Age movie now that Blue Sky is defunct. But then again, we're going to talk about that on Tuesday because Kamar Pasha is going to be on the show on Tuesday.
Hey.
So, yeah, you get that straight dope from Hollywood type of thing. Aren't we all cousins of somebody?
Yeah, that's true.
That is very, 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 very true. That's very true. So, some more Universal news before we go to Disney. Mark Woodbury outlined strategy for Universal destinations worldwide. So, for those of you who have been watching this show, you know that Epic Universe being announced was not the end of Universal. Continue to expand. So, Universal Destinations and Experiences Chairman and CEO Mark Woodbury says it's just the beginning for Universal destinations around the world. So, of course, you have Hollywood, you had Epic Universe, of course, that opened. You've got Universal Horror Unleashed, which is out there in Vegas. Plus, you've also got the family-focused park that is in Texas. So before being named chairman and CEO in 2021, Woodbury served as vice chairman of Universal Creative, which is Universal's version of Imagineering, which designs attractions and experiences worldwide. During the 2025 Bank of American Media, Communications, and Entertainment Conference, he outlined plans for Universal destinations in the US and the UK. So if you hadn't heard, yes, Universal Great Britain, Universal UK is real. They are working on it. And I'm just waiting for them to announce they're putting in Lord of the Rings, because if they put in Lord of the Rings, I may have to seriously consider visiting the UK. So let's see. People were thinking it was going to be themed. Wicked was going to get a theming. No, it's really not. Woodbury had said the Wicked movie sets were a theme park waiting to happen. But the thing is, Wicked is so niche. I was like, I longevity wise, no, because it's Wicked is for the theater kids, and it's such a niche with the theater kids that for everyone else, it's there, it's okay. They've got the Wicked experience that they have over in the studios, and it's kind of like kind of being enough. But while being careful not to announce anything remotely specific, Woodbury did say there are multiple attractions in the works and not just at Epic. So with the 3 theme parks in Orlando, he implied there's a round-robin approach that determines the cadence of product delivery across the resort, meaning Epic will definitely be getting something new. However, the latest park to open may not be next in the queue, which would make sense. That's a brand new. So this is, yes, I have seen this in person. This is what Epic Universe looks like at night. And if you guys go back and you watch the live streams that I've done, we actually caught we caught the show here for the water show at night, where they had a theme to the Super Mario theme. And they went through all these different themes. And it's not just water here. If you're over here at the Celestial Carousel, which is so awesome to ride at night, you have to do it. There's water jets over here as well that are coordinated with the Cosmos Water Show. So
there was someone did a video from the Helios Hotel and got a shot of the end of night show. And the entire park lights up in sync with the music from each land that they rotate through in the entire show. And I suspected that's what it was. But when you're on the ground looking at it versus when you're in more of an aerial view, it's freaking nuts. Like, it really, really does outshine Disney's nighttime fireworks in that regard.
Yeah, it's like it's not a far stretch, because as everyone knows, when Disney laid off a bunch of Imagineers, they went to Universal.
Yeah.
This reminds me of World of Color, which I saw World of Color in Disneyland like years ago. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is insane. The pictures do not do it justice how insane this water feature is. It is absolutely crazy and awesome. Hey, Orange Girl 55 is in the chat. Hello, my dear. Says as a West Coaster, we got robbed at Destination D23. Oh man. Went to HHN at Universal Hollywood, and Universal once again crushed it with this event. Had a blast. Oh, did you ride the Terror Tram? I'm so jealous y'all got the Terror Tram.
Terror Tram. I have to look that one up.
They have the Terror Tram. So during the day, it's the Backlot studio tour.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've done that when I did the VIP tour out at Universal Hollywood. But yeah, they have the Terror Tram,
Oh, wow.
which I'm so jealous y'all got that. And it is awesome. Good seeing you, OG. Oh, okay, it's still there, the Terror Tram. Awesome. Awesome. Fannie Willis Booty, thank you so very much, my dear, for yet another super chat. I sure do appreciate that. Thank you so very, very much. Here you
And the
go.
Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And then Bob Iger is all like,
I love Cartman's Bob Iger. I do. Fannie Willis Booty for $9.99. Thank you so much, my dear. Says, I was a bit bummed you weren't at Disney riding the Haunted Mansion. If I can't be on the Doom Buggy myself, make it feel like I'm there. Wish mom and dad weren't so lazy so they could take me. I will be back in the parks probably later this month. It's oppressively hot. It's the weather's starting to loosen up a little bit. But yes, I will be back on the Haunted Mansion playing the game we always do, which is the wait time, the actual wait time, and how many times is the how many times is the Haunted Mansion attraction going to stop? Because it always stops when we're on it, and it doesn't count if we're still in the loading area. We have to get through the loading area before the game can actually start. Because we did have that happen when we got in, and literally we got up to right where you go into the attraction proper, and boom, we got stopped. And the other one is which one of the hitchhiking ghosts goes home with us. So don't worry, we will be back. October is going to be slammed. Don't you worry. We will be back at the Haunted Mansion for real. You guys know we love going there. It's amazing. All right, let's see here. Okay, so marching the footprint. So, back to this. So, yeah, Epic opened already. Things that have been multiple attractions in the works. We're getting a Zelda attraction. The thing is, where is it going to go?
Where? Yeah.
I still say that sucker is going to go over in Islands of Adventure.
Uh-oh.
I'm still betting on that. I still think that's where that's going to go. We're definitely getting Pokemon. The thing is, where is that going to be? So there's, again, remember Rip Ride Rocket, which I so will not miss this. I hated this freaking coaster. It was just not all that great. So they are taking this down. The rumor is, let's see. The rumor is one, that it's going to be an Intamin coaster that's going to go over here. I don't think it's going to be Fast and the Furious. So Universal is real good, because what will happen is they will be working on it. They will not say a word. And you will see, just like the Velocicoaster, this is going to be Velocicoaster 2.0, where they're building the darn thing. And it's like, we can see it's Jurassic Park related. We can see it. When are you going to admit to it? And then literally a week before the Passover preview start, yeah, we got this new coaster up there. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on this to see what happens. I did not like this coaster. When the weather got too cold, the coaster you can ride it, it would shut down. It was not built with Florida weather in mind. And when I say that, I mean like the extremes of Florida weather, like it got the heat thing right, but not the cold thing right. So that wouldn't have worked. But anyway, Rip Ride Rocket, continued destruction. I will not miss it. I kind of wish that it was the Fast and the Furious attraction, because that thing is freaking horrible. It's like the worst at freaking at it. It's the worst. Let's see. Go and Shoki says a Zelda attraction won't be easy. I'm not sure how you'll make that a multi-person storyline. It'll be interesting to see what they do with it. Should be
I
cool.
mean, at least they're allowed to create. So who knows what they're going to come up with, you know?
Yeah. So excited for Epic next week to see what's open since we were last there. You're gonna have a blast. You're gonna have to blast. I'm gonna swing down there to see you guys. It was a lame coaster, but I did ride it once. Yeah, you kind of ride it once. It's not a repeatable thing. It's not repeatable like a Velocicoaster. Velocicoaster is nuts.
Yeah, I won't touch that one. Nope.
A Punta training coaster. Oh, okay. It'll be interesting to see exactly what it is that they'll do. Hey, Tom's in Universal now already.
Now I'm homesick. Thanks, Tom.
Well, let's see. Okay, so back to Mark Woodbury really, really quick. So another thing that he said, of course, you've got the Universal Horror Unleashed experience in Vegas. That's like, I call it the adult experience, but 13 and up. Horror all year round. Vegas, of course, destination, popular tourist destination. But apparently that experience is also coming to Chicago as well, along with the Universal Kids Resort in Texas. That is going to be huge. Again, if you want any idea of what the Universal Kids Resort is going to look like, DreamWorks Land right now, that's in the studios, that's completely kid focused. It is perfect for families. It is, I can't emphasize just how perfect, kid friendly it is. Remember when Disney used to have all those little areas for like the kids to play in and run around? That's what the whole thing is right there. They've got, one for Shrek, like Shrek Swamp. Or like literally, if you go down the outhouse slide, it makes fart noises.
Oh, cool.
It is perfect. They've got like the frog choir, and if you hit the frog notes right, the frogs will say Budweiser. But that's like an adult joke. You wouldn't know it unless you hear one of the notes, and you're like, "Is that really Budweiser?" Yeah. So they have that in there. They've got like the splash pads that are around, water features, even like some little cozy areas to go. Like if you have really, really small kids, shows and everything, it's perfect. And that's going to be in Texas. So basically that's for families with kids ages 3 to 8. So, there's a huge market for family friendly entertainment, especially for smaller kids, young kids. So that's going to be great. And then of course the next major destination resort in the UK, which is going to be Universal Great Britain. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So there's more stuff, of course, that's coming on. Hollywood, of course, they're getting the Fast and the Furious coaster. Makes a lot more sense being a coaster than that darn screen attraction that's in Orlando. It is the freaking worst. It was such a waste of time. I so did not like it. So yeah, there's so much that's going on. Of course, Disney's park in Abu Dhabi. Of course, that's going on too. Of course, it's not here. It's over in Abu Dhabi. It's going to be interesting to see how they do that particular park. And I am blanking on the Imagineer's name, but the point man or point Imagineer for Disney over in Abu Dhabi is the same guy who was over the Epcot refurbishment. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, gonna be real interesting to see
Like
how
the original concept art of refurbishment, or what we ended up with, or does it not matter?
No, it don't matter. Just what we ended up with. The best thing about the Epcot refurbishment is the LED lights that they put on Spaceship Earth.
Yeah,
That is without a doubt the coolest flipping thing, and not the Stargate and the Death Tacos that we got for Harmonious. Mr. Milktoast says a park should be for the whole family. That was what Uncle Walt was all about. If there's no place for the kids to be kids, then what are we even doing? Disney adults can only go but so far. And yeah, that's what made the Magic Kingdom so magical. Oh, go ahead, Erica.
Oh no, yeah, it's the same thing. It's you can't just cater to the Disney adults only. It was a place for both, and not just remove one side of the equation and focus in on the other. Disney irritate me. Why?
Because it's like when I go back and think of memories of the Magic Kingdom, one of the reasons that the Magic Kingdom was so popular is that there was something for everybody, and that's what they used to advertise. I remember getting that DVD in the middle where they're just like, there's something for everybody. If it's, benches for the older relatives to sit in, or like the slower attractions like It's a Small World, or Haunted Mansion, scare your younger siblings, but it was accessible pretty much to everybody.
All ages. Even, I used to defend that so much when people would come at Disney with, oh, but it's a baby's park. And I'm like, no, it's not a baby's park. It's a family park. It's more fun to ride a ride with your kid than sitting on the sideline, like at a carnival, and you're just waving at your child, and you want to be in the fun with them. And that's what Walt created, was that play together. And it really gets under my skin when people like separate the two when it comes to parks. And it's like, no, this is actually a genius concept for amusement parks, is the combination of the two. And for years, Universal, I was just like, you're catering to just teenagers and adults. A mom and a baby can't really do much, or a 1-year or a toddler and family, because you can't stick them on a fast-paced, ride. And now Universal is finally getting in on scene with the family stuff and trying to combine both. And you got Disney over here backtracking. I'm like, what's going on here? It's like the Twilight Zone. It's not. I'm like, no. At the same time, yeah.
There's a reason why that formula worked so much, even when you were older. It's like I tell people, it's like ever since I was a kid to like a teenager to an adult to hanging out with my friends for spring break, we would go to the Magic Kingdom. Remember, we rode this ride, we went on this ride, and that nostalgia and making it, fun for the whole family. We've got more gifted memberships. First of all, Go and Shogi gifted 5 Reina Creole memberships. Let me blow you up. Tell me I'm your own.
Check, please.
Thank you for those 5 gifted Reina Creole memberships. If you got one from Joe and Shogi, please do tell him thank you. And Scott Westbrook dropping 5 more Reina Creole gifted memberships. I surely do appreciate that, my dear. Let's see. Let's hit you up with Michigan J. Fry.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire.
Talk about an old school cartoon that even Gen Alpha knows. Folks, if you got gifted a membership from Scott Westbrook, please do tell him thank you so very, very much for that. Yes, check, please. All right. Well, moving on to the Disney news. First of all, 125 of you guys watching in between YouTube and X. Thank you so very, 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 very much. Please do give this video a thumbs up over on YouTube and heart over there on X. Sure would appreciate that. Coming from WGW News today. And I'm going to say that this is yet again a result of the epic universe effect. The fairy godmother is coming to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique at Disneyland and Disney World. Now, how would I put this? Before the dark times, before, let's say, stripping the gender out of it. When I would take Camera Girl to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, it was the most insanely girly experience. It made me jealous. I think I was so pitiful that the fairy godmother in training put some pixie dust on me. But you see all these little girls just living their best life, getting these makeovers, princess makeovers, whether you bought the dress from there and paid the obscene amount of money for the photo spread, which I did. Whatever they had, even if they didn't have a dress on, they just had, their own clothes on, made to feel so special and so girly. It was amazing. I'm surprised that they didn't put the fairy godmother in there to begin with, to make the rounds, kind of like checking to make sure everybody's doing everything, because when they had 1900 Park Fair with Cinderella and you could meet the fairy godmother, me and my sister Talia geeked out so freaking hard when the fairy godmother came. It was embarrassing, but yet such a moment of Disney magic that it was just insane. So I think this is a great idea, but I kind of have a Scott Westbrook. Yeah.
I'm like,
that's my question. Is it going to be a fairy godmother or fairy godbro?
Oh gosh.
It had better be the fairy godmother. There is something. The reason that the fairy godmother is so she's a powerful female archetype, full of wisdom and just wisdom and like comfort. So trying to strip that out would not be good. But let's go and read this article from Shannon Ace. Disney has announced new enhancements coming to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique at both Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resort. They all look so darn happy. I love it. They all look so happy. New enhancements are coming, including special visits from the fairy godmother. We will also be rolling out new simplified package options. These updates are coming in early October. I'm thinking
simplified. So what are they scaling back?
Exactly. Is it like, are you scaling it back to reduce value, or are you providing cheaper options to make this accessible for more price everyone or budgets? Because this was always a bucket list thing. When I would take Camera Girl to Disney, like literally we would have a mason jar set up to put like extra change and stuff in, because I think when I took her, it just the get in the door package was like, I think over $100 or close to like $100 for the experience with the sash, with the, clips, with the tiara, with, all the glitter and, and stuff like that. It wasn't cheap at that time. I have no idea what the price is now. It wasn't cheap, but it was attainable.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more of one of those things where it's like, look, we saved the money to do this. And it was like a goal for, for a lot of families. It's like, we'll just save the money and we'll like get a cheap dress from Walmart or whatever and go. But that will be interesting depending on what is Disney's concept of simplified. So that's going to be interesting to figure out. So that is going to be coming in October. And let's see. Let's go over here.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, that's new. Oh, no, it's an ad.
That's inside the castle. Well, what I would think, she's probably going to come in and do rounds, kind of like
checking in on the fairy godmothers in training to make sure
what,
they're being trained properly, just overseeing like she's the manager of the salon.
Mm-hmm. And having, to meet the little girls, because I know I would lose my crap if I was a little girl or a big girl, if the fairy godmother comes up and starts talking to you. And I don't know if she's going to help the fairy godmother in training do the pixie dust.
Maybe like sprinkle them with the glitter.
She
at
might,
the very least.
Yeah, at the very least do it. Because they do it now where it's kind of, that's like the crowning achievement, the wishes and the pixie dust and all that. But there's a fairy godmother in training during the pixie dust and the OG fairy godmother coming in during the pixie dust festival.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, she looks a little thin. Yeah, she does. Yeah, she's a powerful female archetype. When an activist hears patriarchal stereotype, you know what? There's a reason why so many things that have been done at Disney have been losing money, because especially the Princess franchise, that franchise used to make money hand over fist. Just, money. And now it's like, it's not a, you need to lean into that. Go back to the things that made money. So I'm actually quite happy that they're doing this, but we will see how they'll actually go about doing this. Go and Shogi, thank you so very, 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 very much for that $5 super chat. Here you go.
Oh, here's a key grip. Hit that director in the face. Really fucking hard.
Oh, ow.
Go and Shogi for $5. Do you think the fairy god, it's ma'am, struggled to eat with that much glitter in the fingers?
Oh gosh.
Fairy god, it's ma'am. Dude, I'm gonna have to use that. They better not.
I am curious what the popularity has been like since it had that bad publicity several years ago. Like, what's it like now? Are they booking? Are they? I get they're probably getting bookings, but what are the bookings like now compared to before all that bad PR happened?
I don't know about the booking numbers, but I can go by what I've observed over the years. It used to be that you pretty much could not swing a dead cat around the Magic Kingdom without hitting some little girl who had gone to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Like literally, that was the thing. You
Yeah.
so many of them with
Everywhere.
everywhere. Now it's
You don't see it as much.
it's rarely that you will see it. And that did not used to be the case. It used to be, especially with bookings. Like I've walked by and there's
you
been
couldn't
like,
get in.
a lot of empty chairs. Yeah, it used to be you could not get in.
Because the way that Disney did their vacation planning back then was you could book out 6 months out for a lot of this stuff, from dining to your attractions, like with fast passes to stuff like this. And all that's changed so much too. And then the cost has just gotten ridiculous. I'm wondering if that's some of it too. And women started, and I'm guilty of it. I did the Bibbidi Bobbidi experience with my best friend's little girl years ago when she was like 5, her first trip, and I paid for it, and it was freaking loved it. But this was when it was like super popular. Now my 2 nieces, when we went back in like 2017, we dolled them up at the Airbnb. We didn't pay for the so we did their stuff, their hair and their makeup ourselves.
Yeah, you can literally do this yourself if there's enough glitter and stuff that you can get from Five Below that you can do the same thing in a pinch. But the actual like experience of being in there, because that's what it was. It's like you go and you're in this like amazing castle, and you're there getting your hair done and everything. This used to be, I could have swore this was cheaper. Because you didn't get a t-shirt, but you did get a sash and a cinch bag, makeup and face gem. Wait a minute. Where's the darn beret? Where's the beret at?
See, when I took my best friend, it was about $54, and it was the basic package. They painted her nails. They did her hair. We didn't do the tiara because we brought her own costume and tiara. But they just did her makeup, her nails. She got the sash. We did the photo. And that was it. And then I bought her a little ring. As we were exiting, I asked her if she wanted any little accessories they had sitting out. And she wanted a ring, so I got her a little plastic ring.
Wow.
And that was like $54. But this is years ago. I mean, her daughter's she's in her early 20s now. So this is a long time ago. Like $99, what?
They give you a t-shirt instead of the hair barrettes and stuff like that. And that's at $100. There used to be a package that was a little cheaper than that. This one, Disney princess gown of your choice with additional coordinating accessories.
Necklace, sash,
deluxe castle package, deluxe Disney gown, coordinated box accessory. Yeah. Signature print.
Good Lord. I didn't know there were more. Back then, they only had like 3 packages or maybe 4. Now they've got, 5 or 6?
It was like the quick 41 where it's mostly the hair, the glitter, the like the little tiara and the rhinestone.
I mean, and standardly, they keep the makeup because to keep it sanitary, they can't keep double dipping in the same. So they open up a fresh, and it's like we're talking like children's makeup, guys. It's not even. You can go to Five Below now, or back then we would have said Walmart and gotten the cheap little, like the lip smacker stuff, for little girls. That's the quality of
Mirabelle or Isabella. Yeah. Here's how I used to get around this just back in the day. Okay. You can go literally to Walmart and you can get the princess dresses that they're actually made for hot weather. So it's like a tank in the top, and then they have like the organza dress at the bottom, which is very, very, very comfortable. You can get that. I used to get the Disney princess dresses off of Shop Disney when they would go on sale, or just you can get these princess dresses from Target, all those places like this. The ones that they have in the park, not the same quality that they used to be. I mean, they used to be like insane. Camera Girl has Belle's Christmas dress. Remember that one?
Oh wow.
This
I have a
episode?
vague memory of it.
Yeah, I was crying about how much that cost at
Well,
Disney
and
store.
back in the day, Walmart had Disney princess dresses that competed well with what
Yes.
Disney had, and it was cheaper. And that's what basically my best friend did. Her daughter was on a Snow White kick, and so she went to Walmart, and honestly, it looked the quality was there with Disney's deluxe Snow White costume in the park at the time. But now it's, I'd say all across the board, the quality is just kind of.
Yeah, it's really not worth it. And especially if you are good at sewing, you can get the actual Disney licensed dress patterns for all those dresses, and you can actually, do them as well. But $450, and do any of these include the photo shoot?
They don't do the photo anymore?
Oh my, I don't see it.
I have to see this $450 package. What are you getting for $450?
I mean, first of all, it's like when I got the package, because I did this for Camera Girl one year, because we went for Christmas. That was like her Christmas present. She went to the Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique on Christmas Day, and we did like the photo shoot and all that. And I think that was $200. It included the dress, which at that time, the dresses were really nice, and the photo shoot. All of that was included, and it was about $200. So for $450, let's see, signature Disney princess gown created with heirloom quality fabric and intricate design details that tell the tale of the princess. I'm gonna have to drop into the shop and look at these dresses.
Feel the material.
I need to feel the material. I need to see how they're done, because again, Camera Girl had dresses from Shop Disney where they would have the regular dress and then they would have the deluxe version.
Yeah, and the deluxe version was as high as it got in terms of quality. There was never this third category.
No.
But I'm questioning though. Obviously, it would be exclusive to the parks only. You're not going to find that outside the parks.
Yeah. High quality.
The crystal tiara. That's probably where most of your money is going. Is that crystal tiara?
Yeah, because I'm just like, I don't see, we'll have to see what that is. Is it like a little tiny one, or is it like
the really big ones that wrap around the head?
Organza garment bag and satin handle.
And this bag?
Okay, yeah. Princess necklace, sash, and cinch bag. And then there's the rest of the stuff. So high quality crystal tiara. I got questions.
Yeah, me too.
I got
both
questions.
the dress and that tiara.
Mm-hmm.
That dress better be lined. It better be heavy when you pick it up. It better be some high quality. I'm talking like wedding gown.
Yeah.
Fabric. It better be like the highest quality. I don't know, taffeta or chiffon, satin.
I will put this on my list of things to do next time I'm at the Magic Kingdom, or even down at World of Disney, and look at the quality of these dresses as compared to what you can get at Walmart. Once again, Disney swag, Walmart has plenty of it, and the prices are really good. And the night package, I guess if you got a little brother with you, they get a sword and shield, they get hairstyling with gel, Or deluxe, you can get a night costume with a mighty sword and shield and hairstyling with gel. So I guess which is kind of cool. I do like
That's
that.
adorable.
So that's kind of nice where, you get like the sibling experience that goes there. Although I am very interested in what the fairy godmother would have to say to the
To the
the
prince,
little
or
knights.
the little
Yes.
prince.
Yeah. I wonder what she would say to
Yeah.
him. So
I wonder if she will, like they did in Sleeping Beauty, how the fairies reinforce their magic on the sword. I
yes.
wonder if she'll do kind of something like that, or she'll put a little bit of pixie dust on his shield.
Mhm. I wonder. It'll be interesting. Those of you watching this in the future, if you go to the Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique and the fairy godmother is there, you're gonna have to let us know.
Sorry, go ahead, Shoki. He's not wrong. For $450, she better be able to wear it.
No,
to
right?
to her quinceañera.
$450. If my mom looked at that and say, "Look, I'll go back and I will sew you a darn dress," because she was a seamstress. She didn't want to have to do it, but sometimes the prices she'd look at just like, "You got to be kidding me!" how much they want? How much they want for that? Do you get going shogi? Do you get an appropriate amount of time with the hairdresser / makeup artist, or is this all a rush job? It is not a rush job.
Yeah, no, it's not rush.
It's not. They take so much time. They talk, to like the little girls, asking them who their favorite princesses are. It's not a rushed thing. I mean, they have a script that they go through with getting everything done, but it really isn't. It's a nice, relaxing thing, just focused all on the little princess or prince that you would have. And it's, for the most part, again, I haven't seen it in years, but very uplifting and very affirming, especially with dreams that they have. And sometimes they have questions about the princesses, and they have questions about the fairy godmother. It's really cute. So yeah, if you want to record that when they're doing that, just spending over $4 billion on Snow White movie, and yet a Snow White princess outfit from Walmart looks better than Rachel Sailor's.
To be fair, this was back in it would have been 2006 was when we did the Bibbidi Bobbidi experience. Yeah. And it was was it during? I don't think it was. We didn't go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, but it would have been 2006 to 2007 school year was the year that we took. It is funny though.
Film must say yes to the dress edition in there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I didn't think about it that way.
I would. It's a very cute experience. I am interested in seeing what simplified packages that they have with this, what their definition of simplified is going to be. But like I said, Camera Girl liked the experience, and it is a very, very nice experience. It's just that flipping price point. So bring your own dress. I can't emphasize this enough. Go bring your own dress, and and do.
I gotta be honest with you. Even at its peak popularity, I never understood how these girls wanted to be in a dress like that in such heat, because the material of those dresses, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a dress, and you're putting this organza and satin, and those materials just permeate sweat.
That's why in the summer, because I remember I took Camera Girl to get this done in the summer, she had like a princess themed tank top dress that we got from like Walmart, because I'm like, this is hot and it's crazy and it's going to stick to you. But when we went in, like, say, December, of course the weather was cooler. So it was
cooler, yeah.
So usually when people go in the summer, I'm just like, no. It just, I mean, there's some dresses that have like the straps, like the Tiana dress does, but
Yeah,
again,
that's
just like
comfortable.
you were saying, it's if it's all that material, like I guess the Rapunzel dress over here to the left, it is not comfortable,
Yeah.
and it's hot, and it's going to stick to you, and they're going to get, cranky and stuff like that. It
I
doesn't
mean,
work.
we put like cotton material under, we'll say my unofficial niece, under like shorts, and mainly because one thing about that material with the sleeves pinches right here, especially if it's out of organza, it can itch. I don't know. Like I had that reaction to some fabrics. So you're just like, if it's not lined with some kind of cotton. And we had and then we had, obviously if she wanted to take it off, she had an outfit under the dress, shorts, and but mainly so the sleeves that were pinching her here, you didn't feel like digging in there and like scratching.
And that's the other thing. It's just like, around your legs, and it's hot, and it's not really gonna work. So I would hope that, again, with those quote unquote simplified packages, that they are like cheaper. Like, can you go in, get pixie dust, get the hairstyle, get the makeup, and get the sash, and the nail polish and hairstyle, and be out.
There are other hotels. I know the Waldorf Astoria has their own version of a Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique, and they do Disney looks, and they do them for adults too.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's an expensive hotel, so you're still out a lot of money, even if it's not like on Disney property. If you wanted to, I don't know if any other hotels in the area are kind of doing that, even if under the radar. Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because it's such an easy look. I could literally tell you how to do this. The hairstyles are not all that elaborate. It's not that elaborate to do an updo. It's really not. Because I looked at the products that they were using, and I'm just like, the amount of money that you're charging, and I know how much the stuff is, y'all.
Yeah, it's just a bun or a ponytail with a hairpiece around it.
Yep, and glitter.
Yeah, and glitter.
And glitter.
They're easy to do at home.
Very, very easy to do at home. You can recreate this entire look at home. I mean, you wouldn't have the sash from the boutique, but honestly.
Unless you're that family who goes the one time and saves the accessories and recycles them every trip.
We had a box. We had a box to save all this stuff. The wands from Cinderella's Royal Table, all of that freaking stuff, because we were buying it again.
Right? Yeah.
There you are. It's like, do it one time and we're done. And we're done. So, like if you wore a shirt made out.
Yeah, exactly. No, you hit it on the nail.
Hey, Phil. Hi, I'm here in hashtag Save Rivers of America. Yeah, that's just
what's left to save.
I think that's kind of why.
It's done.
The weather, I've been a little hesitant to go because I went on the last boat ride around and seeing well, we'll get to that another time. But we're going to jump into some of the things that were announced at D23. When I scheduled this stream, I thought we were just going to do D23 stuff, but the media stuff, more than likely, I'm going to talk about on Tuesday's show. We'll get to some of the park stuff because there is one YouTuber who, honestly, they did a great video that we're actually going to break down. But let's see what we got here. We have got the Russos hyped up Avengers Doomsday. Well, they did that last year. I mean, Avengers Doomsday, how would I put that? They're dragging out every single Marvel character, and I just hope and pray that Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart do not kick the bucket halfway through filming, because they're just that old. Yes, So I wasn't too thrilled about it. I don't know anybody really personally that's excited about Avengers Doomsday. If anything, it is going to be the pipeline to what's going on at Avengers Campus out in Disneyland. Because of the arrangement that Universal has, we're not getting Marvel characters per se over here in Florida. So the Marvel characters over at Universal Islands of Adventure. If you want to see them, they're not going to be at Disney. And they got a first look at the Mandalorian and Grogu. Although, again, tied to the parks, the Mandalorian does walk around Galaxy's Edge with Grogu. It's probably the only thing that gets a crowd around it outside of when Chewie comes out to work on the Millennium Falcon. So that's pretty cool. Baby Yoda, Grogu, his actual puppet, which is really cool to interact with. I forget which live stream I did, and we were in Galaxy's Edge, and I'm like, I see a crowd. I bet you the Mandalorian is over there. And we went over there to go check it out. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Pixar drops Toy Story 5 update. Let's see. They've got a leap pad replica, and a potty. A talking potty character they're going to have in this movie. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Like potty training.
Yeah.
Toy?
Yeah. Like,
Why?
The potty, if they do something in it, they actually get like lights and rewards for actually having put something in there. Yeah. I think voiced by Conan O'Brien, I think. Yeah. It's really strange. But
I mean, we hit the one spectrum of, puberty with Big Red. Now we're hitting potty training.
Yeah.
It's getting a little weird.
With the potty training toy. It's I don't know. It's just like we're out of ideas. We're just gonna do Toy Story 5 because we don't know what to do. And
they need to go back and watch old 80s and 90s toy commercials. You ever just go on a binge on YouTube? Because we do. And just go down memory lane with all the different toys they had back then.
Because that's what they did with the original Toy Story movie, and why that was such a big deal.
Yeah.
I remember going to see it in the theaters, was all those toys that we had when we were kids.
Malibu Barbie.
In this movie, I love Malibu Barbie.
I always wanted. I wanted Malibu Barbie and never got her.
I mean, with the Corvette, they had the Barbie Corvette. Everyone wanted, they had the Corvette.
I did have a Barbie Corvette.
They had Mr. Spell. They had the Tinker Toys. They had the monkeys in a barrel. They had the Green Army Band. They had, the board games and everything that were that were there.
Had everything, almost everything.
Yeah, and that was like the magic of that. And I see this, and all I think about is, well, again, the Leap Pad type of toys. So they're bringing, that out. And it's kind of like, okay, they're going to do Toy Story 5. Who knows how the heck that's going to turn out. But Turning Red was the worst movie I've ever seen. That should have been PG-13. I
didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
My nieces didn't like it either. And that was the target age. They were bored with it. They left in the middle of the movie. They were like, peace out, because they got bored.
They were bored. I'm just like, you could have, if you were going to do that, that should have been a PG-13 movie, and they could have done it better than that did. Let's see. Avengers Doomsday will be Disney Doomsday. They won't financially recover from it. Yeah, not looking good. Doomsday still doesn't have a completed script. No way that movie hits theaters until Q2 2027 at the earliest. Wow. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Guess my word. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, they keep talking about it. That's how I know it's not really doing so hot. It's not on schedule. They keep talking about it, and we're just kind of like, shut up. We know it's coming. Don't show us any more director's chairs, We don't really need to see that. The lack of toy commercials saddens me. Well-meaning special interest to groups. Yeah, I remember watching like the toy commercials and stuff like that. Baby Go Potty.
Yes.
I
Yep.
do not remember that, and
I
I'm
remember that.
glad I didn't.
It was weird back then.
It's weird.
Remember the Barbie doll they came out with that was like pregnant?
Yes, I remember that.
I remember my mom not liking that. I remember her making some comments like, oh, that's going to be some awkward conversations.
Toys R Us is supposed to be coming out with a movie via Story Kitchen. Yeah, I did hear about that. Goofar 35. Hey, Toy Story 5 is basically repeating Toy Story 1, but with a tablet instead of a new action figure. Really?
Oh, they're kind of dated on the tablet thing because Leapfrog was like in what year?
Oh my gosh, what, 2002 maybe?
That sounds about right because VTech versus Leapfrog was during the time I was raising my boys.
Yeah.
So, and we bought VTech because it was cheaper than the Leapfrog brand.
I think Camera Girl had a leapfrog pad, and then Apple came out with the iPad.
Yep. Then it was done over. People started handing
done.
their kids the actual real thing.
The real thing. That, I'm telling you, that leap pad, it gathered dust and went in the dustbin when the iPad came out. So maybe that's the story y'all need to put in Toy Story 5.
Maybe they couldn't without getting sued from who knows.
Not from VTech and Leapfrog.
That or like Apple or Samsung. I mean,
no, Apple, they can do it because
wait, true.
Because they
have a
Apple.
Don't they have a thing Apple?
They do.
That would have been easy.
Apple and Disney, thick as thieves. Because Steve Jobs used to be when they sold Pixar,
That's right.
They got a crap ton of money. I think like in stock or something like that. So yeah, that's why you see so many Apple products.
Theory. Here it is. They're going to start there and stretch it out with more movies. With the iPad, the screens. So this movie, it'll be this one. The next movie, the iPad will be introduced, challenging this pad. It'll be the war of the pads.
iPod Touch was the gateway for kids. Yeah, we had one, but it didn't really take off until the iPad came out with how big it was. I will say this, especially for some kids who were on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, it was extremely helpful. But yeah, I agree with you, Eric. They're going to drag this out. But we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see. Of course, the all-new original movie Hexed, not the movie Hexed from the 80s. Apparently, this is going to revolves around an awkward teenager and his type A mother, and the pair just might have access to magical powers that could turn a secret world of magic on its head. Again, they kind of did this with the Owl House. So...
What's the Owl House? Yes, I'm asking that question.
I don't remember. I don't know. I think it had to do with magic. I know Camera Girl watched it. I didn't. But
I don't even remember the title. I'm like, where was I?
Really? All they did was put that out there.
Yeah. There's no content. I saw this too, and I'm like, okay, so what's it? Because I see the title, and I'm like, like my mind's swirling in so many different places just with the title alone.
Let me bring this out. Let's see. Okay, so the Owl House is accidentally sent to the world of the Boiling Isles before a trip to summer camp. A teenage human named Luz longs to become a witch and is aided by rebellious Ada and a pint-sized demon king. So yeah, word on the street
Okay.
at least from Camera Girl, is that the Owl House was quite popular. And one of the things to remember about the Owl House, and I forget who the person's name is, they actually put up, either it was on X or some other platform, all of like the points of contention that Disney had with them.
I remember this now because
Like certain things,
I remember
remember?
the controversy over it in some
Mhm.
some more conservative groups that they did not like. Okay, now I remember it.
We mentioned the Owl House. Yeah, it's it'll be interesting to see exactly what that movie is, because all they did was just throw a concept out there and some art, and that really does not take a lot of effort to do. So where'd that go? Not a whole lot of effort to do. So they just put that out there in a logo. So it says it's coming to theaters in fall of 2026. So is this actually going to be a film that's theater worthy, or something that needed to stay on Disney Plus? That's eventually what we'll find out. But I'll keep you guys like updated on the Spice Lounge about all of that. But out of all of these announcements, Leslie Iwerks, who is the daughter of Ube Iwerks, if you know who he is, famous with this animation for Disney. Trailer for the new documentary Disneyland Handcrafted, which is coming to Disney Plus and Disney YouTube this winter. I am very much looking forward to that.
Disney YouTube. What?
Yeah, there's a Disney YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I knew that, but to see them market it like that's what's new to me. I'm like, okay.
Probably going to air on Disney Plus first, and then move over to Disney YouTube.
That's so funny. So like, I guess if they can't make money on Disney Plus, so they're just putting content on YouTube to rein in money from YouTube.
Unlikely, yeah, because they get ad revenue. Like for like case in point, Disney runs a lot of ads on my channel. Okay, they do. So they're getting that ad revenue. And yes, the Imagineering story on Disney Plus, it is.
Yeah, it is good.
I
did like it.
Good. That's probably the best freaking thing that they came out with. And yes, I did hear about a Bluey movie. We're actually going to talk about that on Tuesday on the Spice Lounge. That movie is going to make lots and lots of money. And you want to know why? No matter what age you are, Bluey is a good show regardless. I've watched it.
I know, one of my son's friends, she turned 21 this year. No, 20. She wanted a Bluey birthday party. I was like, what? It's such a cute show. And I'm like, girl, I love you, but we're doing Corpse Bride.
I've watched it. What was it? Nighttime? Was it nighttime? Was it nighttime or bedtime? That's like the best Bluey episode of Bluey that I've seen. Because the Bluey was she was having this dream, or was it Muffin? Anyway, one of them was like having a dream, and in this one part, there's this sun, and she like reaches out and hugs the sun, and then when they switch back, she's hugging her mom in bed.
Aw.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna start crying right now. Thank you, Meg B. Sleepy time. Yes, that is the best Bluey episode ever, and it's so cool. It really is cool. Like the parents have, no, I don't want to go to sleep. Okay, no, I don't want to go to sleep. I want some water. I don't want. It's so cute, and it's so wholesome, and I love Sleepy Time. I love that one. I literally started crying when I was watching that. It was so sweet. It was, hi, by the way, finally catching a live. Yay! Good to see ya. as always. And yes, Disney, yeah, they would if they lost the right to Bluey. Go watch, go look at we usually pull up the Nielsen ratings. It's insane. If Disney did not have Bluey,
I'm surprised Iger hasn't tried buying the IP. Of course, it'd be ruined if he did that.
I think the BBC was smart enough to say, "Yeah, no, you're not getting this." No, wait, no, that's an Australian company. They're like, "No, you're not getting it. Hands off, hands off, hands off completely." But yeah, it is one of the biggest mistakes that they made was not putting Bluey in the parks for real. That's why I say when they're talking about bringing in new attractions. Monsters Inc. No. If they really were about that, they would have put Bluey Land in there, not Monsters Inc. He did try to buy it. They told him it rots. Yeah. That is exactly what I thought is what happened, because biggest mistake was not buying the rights. That merchandise is insanely popular. My youngest niece, that's all she wants is Bluey merchandise. That's it, Bluey merchandise. I think I bought all the plushies. Now, I think I bought the plushies for the whole entire family, including the cousins. Including the cousins, okay? So that's something else. All right, folks. So we are going to round out the later part of the show going through this video here, which is over at Capture the Magic. Please, you go over there and give them a sub. He went through and captured the Disney parks announcements from D23, actually Destination D23. They did not have a parks panel proper because, hey, what you going to announce? Really? Just destruction that's going on, and didn't go over well last year, because remember what happened last year, right? They waited.
They lied by them. They omitted it.
Yeah, they waited until everybody got home.
Yep. Because they knew it was going to be a disaster. Those idiots.
They totally flipping knew. Bluey should replace Storybook Circus. I love Storybook Circus.
I want my dang Pixie Hollow.
You know what? Yes.
I'm gonna die on that hill. I want my freaking fairies. I want my Pixie Hollow.
I love Storybook Circus, Kiss My Grits, but I would not be mad if they blew me up in there. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so not gonna lie. With Disney replacing Frontierland, if they had the rights to Bluey, a Bluey Land would work so much better there than Cars Land.
For now,
that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, proper Toontown. I miss Toontown. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Toontown is cute. It's whimsy.
Yeah, I miss
that's what I liked about it. I guess that's what I like about the fairies. Is it was very whimsical and just as girly as the princesses, but a little different than just princess.
Exactly.
Kind of got more into that fantasy world. I'm so mad at Disney for that. Jeez.
I know.
What's up, everybody? It's Jared with Capture the Magic. And over the weekend, Disney held their Destination D23 event that was happening at Walt Disney World. And this is a different event than the D23 Expo that takes place out in California.
Yeah, they pretty much, it's like how would I say? It's a bone to throw over at Walt Disney World. Again, they had it in the worst hotel, which is Coronado Springs. I do not like it. They didn't have it over at the Contemporary. I think they had it over at the Contemporary 2 years ago, but they didn't have it over there this time. So kind of like in a nutshell, the first one, of course, is going to be the
where they typically have some really big announcements about things coming to the parks. They did have a few announcements about what, some different things coming to the parks, revealed a tiny bit about Villains Land. So we're going to go through all the things that they did announce, kind of showed here, and get some thoughts on it here.
Okay, so
They didn't have a
first
dedicated
thing-
parks panel, and I think people were sort of baffled by that, but I didn't really think that they were going to say too much. And probably the biggest thing that they did announce was this one right here, which we'll cover first, is that Walt Disney World audio animatronic is coming to the Carousel of Progress.
Now, do you remember when I said not too long ago, Carousel of Progress, as we know it, they are probably 99.9% gonna mess with it. Besides the, usual refurbishment type of thing, that they were going to go there and they were going to tamper with it. So we basically have our answer. They're going to put the Walt Disney audio animatronic into the
I guarantee do we have this one's going to work.
Let's see. How weird is he going to look?
Said Walt Disney World has just announced that a Walt Disney audio animatronic will be added to the Carousel Progress attraction in Magic Kingdom. Walt will be found in the opening scene, setting the stage for the attraction. So essentially, they're taking the...
So
saving money feels right.
And yes, I am cheap. In the beginning of the attraction, how they just have, the Carousel Progress, just like the sign up there that says Carousel Progress, and they have it, talking about how long it's been running, the concept from the World's Fair in New York, and Walt's love of the American family. I wonder if the new Walt animatronic is going to mention his love for the American family.
Probably no mention of it at all. My bet.
Probably not. Uncle Walt bought 3,000. Yeah, I'm scared. We've seen what it looks like for Disneyland, and the fact that they're going to bring it over here. Anyway.
Disney animatronic that they've done out in Disneyland, which I think has been met with mixed reviews.
Mixed. More like, who the heck is this? This is not Walt Disney. This is what, and the Disney family has gone on record. Well, Abigail Disney, as weird activist as she is, basically said, please do not do this. And again, first of all, how could y'all get this so darn wrong? It's not Walt Disney. I don't know who this is. I forget, somebody did make a joke about who it actually look like, but it does not look like that
My Pillow guy.
Yes. He said it looks like the My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell. Watch him get voiced by Bender. Yeah, because doesn't Fox own, they own Fox, so they own Futurama, right? It looks more like old Howard Stark. Yes, I agree. But it does not look like, it doesn't look like Walt Disney. And it's one of those things where there's really no reason for them to not get this right and nail it so it looks like Walt Disney. If they can get Abraham Lincoln's likeness right, which was done decades ago, if they can actually fix the animatronic for Donald Trump so it looks like Donald Trump and not some demon spawn of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump for the Hall of Presidents, they should have gotten this right.
They improved it, but they still could have done better than what they did with the Trump animatronic. It still looks kind of weird. It's not
really
it's better, but it still looks really funky.
It's better. They've definitely gotten the mannerisms right. I mean, I thought he was going to do the YMCA dance. That's how good the guy did his mannerisms. I'm not gonna lie, I actually did.
Some people have said in person the Walt animatronic looks much more like him. At least from the pictures that I have seen, it kind of does. And I've got mixed feelings on a Walt Disney animatronic in general. As you've heard, some of his family members have been against that. Some people have even said that Walt Disney himself had told different Imagineers back in the day that he never would want to be an animatronic.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder why are they really doing this? Because I'm perfectly fine, and a lot of people are, with the Carousel of Progress as it is. And I'm talking as someone who's grown up when Walt Disney was not alive. So for me, it was kind of like this nostalgic feature of this person isn't alive anymore, but this is the spirit of what they've given, to us.
And I hear people complain about, oh, but the last scene of Carousel of Progress needs to be updated. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Because it gives you insight to where his brain was at back then.
Yes.
I mean, just leave alone what the man touched. Consider it a historical piece. Now, if you want to go creating a new scene like that, we'll do it somewhere else in another attraction, but don't mess with stuff that he and his original Imagineers created and touched. Like, just no, we don't want that. Keep the history there.
I'll give you two ideas. Again, if I was an Imagineer and you said, hey, what would you do to update the Carousel of Progress? Well, I might take out the 1950s scene and replace it with something from the 70s. Think of all of the technological advances that were done in the 70s thanks to the space program. So I'm thinking the 70s. And the ending scene, I want to say maybe like 2010, because the technology, and this is just me, I'm like, why are we using VR headsets? And we already know we've got Siri. Okay, we've got Siri, we've got Google Assistant. Okay, where if you want to set like your oven to 500, do you really want to do that? So it's kind of like things like this, like Uncle Wilbur, it's like, yeah, I got like this replacement hip or whatever, just kind of along with still keeping the theme of the American family and how technology has improved the lives of the American family. So it's like, if you were going to do that, I would say put in an additional time period or I know it's kind of hard replacing one of the time periods, but to kind of show, especially for audiences now, because it's not like 1971 when this came out. Now it's like 2025, to kind of put that little bit of a bridge in there between now and then, because I think there's a scene they go from the 1950s to, I want to say, maybe the 1990s right now. Yeah, maybe it's just me, but I just want to kind of see like my parents era in the 70s.
It's funny because I do recall in the script of the Carousel of Progress that there is a mention of the invention of the airplane.
Yes,
there's no mention, not that I can recall, of man being on the moon.
No.
It's really fascinating. I'm like, Disney, and I mean like Walt, like you missed. That's nuts. They kind of missed a little element there. They could have put in there, and it would have been great. Huh.
Yeah, it's just you stay with the theme of the overall theme is, Walt's love for the American family, and the theme of how technology has improved and yet complicated some of our lives. Like, who's so-and-so's phone number? I don't know. I got to check my phone. Because we don't remember stuff like that. There's this little thing down that will catch on. It's called the internet. Yeah, you can improve attractions But you just have to remember what your guiding principles are. And one of the reasons that we go to Carousel of Progress, that's why it's called Carousel of Progress, how the American family has progressed through the decades. It's like you keep that stuff
Now,
in
Lorena,
mind.
hold on.
Well, I forget what.
Define family progress in today's Disney. That's a don't give them any ideas.
I shouldn't. If y'all do that, you need to pay me a royalty. Oh gosh. All right. Let's see. So that, of course, is the Carousel of Progress.
While if they're going to do this to this ride and then wait and see what the Walt animatronic looks like. But I think it's one of those where it needs to look better than the Disneyland one, in my opinion. I think it needs to be a little bit more lifelike.
Oh, hell yeah. Because if they drop that over here and it does not look like Uncle Walt, because remember, if you don't remember, because I do, because I love looking at this, when you get to the Carousel of Progress, there are the TV screens that are outside that are running Walt Disney and his plans and what's happening with the, with the World's Fair and stuff like that. You see that. Then if you see that and you've already got a visual reference, and you walk in there and Uncle Walt looks like Mike Lindell. No. No. Can't. Oh gosh, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. So we're going from the audio animatronic of Walt to they're going to do a Tron Ares overlay. Now, Tron Ares is going to be the third Tron movie. I guess I'll check it out. I mean, there's OG Tron, which I loved. Tron Legacy, the visuals were cool, but outside of the Daft Punk soundtrack, which was fire for that movie, I didn't really like that movie that much. I'm sorry, Cameron, like Tron Legacy. But yeah, Tron Ares. So this is what they're going to do.
Too much of a big deal. Tron Ares is getting an overlay. They're getting music from Nine Inch Nails. I think it's getting a new ride picture as well. It said that they announced that the new overlay is coming to Tron Light Cycle Run at Magic Kingdom. The overlay will feature music from Nine Inch Nails to celebrate the new Tron Ares movie.
So here's something also to add. Remember when I talk about when you go to Tron, there is no queue. There's not a queue that lets you know what's going on. It sounds like you're at a music festival a la Coachella. That's what it's like. There's zero theming. You would think that they would have the scene where you get digitized. That is literally a pivotal part of the Tron film where you get digitized into this particular world with that particular laser. Laser just sits there, doesn't do anything. You just walk through there. There's nothing. It's nothing like the old school Imagineering where the attraction starts as soon as you get into the queue. Like think Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay. As soon as you walk in, you know what's going on. The theming is going on. You see what's happening with all of the theming. You're right outside the courtyard of the Castillo, and then eventually you go into the doors of the Castillo, and you're looking at, the cells and the rifles and the gunpowder and the cannonballs and, and all of that. You're just basically walking under a canopy. So instead of the usual blue, pulsating blue, colors of blue, you're going to get red now.
The overlay will feature music from Nine Inch Nails to celebrate the new Tron Ares movie. It says, replacing the blue and orange hues of the ride, you'll weave through twisting tunnels of vibrant red and orange light trails, feeling the rush of wind and the surge of acceleration as you compete in a dazzling light cycle.
Yeah. Nine inch nails. And I want to say it is one of the guys that, 9 Inch Nails.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, okay.
I am I have not really been a fan of Nine Inch Nails. I'm more of a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. Go listen to their cover of Love Roller Coaster by the Ohio Players. That is one of the best covers, right up there with Smooth Criminal by Alien Ant Farm. Okay. And it's in the Beavis and Butthead movies. That's the other thing. But Nine Inch Nails, I'm not really a fan of. Supposedly they've done soundtracks. I don't think it's anything like Daft Punk, which was more EDM. I actually love Daft Punk. Broke my heart that they finally broke up. But supposedly Tron Ares is they're going in a different direction. Hey, here's my sister says you can smell Pirates of the Caribbean as you walk up. Yes. That smell. You notice that bromine smell, which, yes, you can actually get that as a fragrance from Magic Candle Company. It's called Pirate Life. And yes, it does like Pirates of the Caribbean. I kid you not. My thoughts exactly when I heard the new material yesterday from Nine Inch Nails. Yeah, I'm not a Nine Inch Nails fan. Then again, Tron Legacy, it was not all that great. Okay, it just.
Oh, my son loved it. Christian loves both movies, and he's so excited for the third one.
Really?
Yeah, he even got the. Oh gosh, I got him the limited edition Magic Band that says Tron, and it has his graduation year on there, 2023, because that's when they opened the freaking thing. I was like, I'm only doing this for you because it's your graduation year. Other than that, I wouldn't be putting any money into it.
Well, some people really liked it. I did not. I was just kind of like, yeah. The soundtrack is what kept me into the film. The soundtrack was absolutely amazing. So we'll see what happens with Tron Ares. Although Tron and Tron Legacy are coming out on 4K Steelbook September 16th. I'm getting both of them. The first one because I love that one, and the second one because of the Daft Punk soundtrack. And I wonder if they have a featurette about Daft Punk this in there. So I hope so. The new Pirates Pub will smell like the Pirates Ride with the hint of rum. Pretty much. They pump the smell of rum in the attraction. They do.
So they said the new Tron Ares ride overlay is going to be a limited time starting September 15th, and then also in Shanghai Disneyland starting September 16th. But they did not say when it would end.
So basically, you just get it in red. Okay. In red. It's
if Disney really had some imagination, why didn't they just build this coaster as a dueling coaster and you could pick your side?
Thank you, because that is what really happened on the grid. Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought we were going to get. We were actually going to be like we were on the grid competing against another team where you are literally on the grid. That's the experience that we thought we were going to get, and we did not get that experience. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
I knew from the ride in Japan, because it wasn't a dueling coaster, so I already knew, but I thought maybe for Disney World they would do something different. Like maybe they would actually push the imagination a little further and do a dueling, and then you could pick your side, I don't know, maybe they didn't have the room for it, or they just flatlined on imagination and just wanted to copy and paste because it was easier.
I think so.
Whatever.
Are you welcome, going Shogi? Have a great day.
Hi, Shogi.
Yeah, I think this is like, what can we do to just, I don't know. This is phoning it in. As far as I'm concerned, this is phoning it in. This is like something extra on the side.
So we'll see if that movie is good or not. But Tron is getting that overlay coming up over there.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people were hoping for more details on Villains Land. and didn't really get a whole lot.
Why are we not surprised?
It's not. No, I have so many questions. Okay, so you remember how you were saying for Wicked, the longevity of it in terms of it being popular, making money, isn't going to be there because it's such a specific niche? That is what I think of Villains Land. I don't think it's as widely popular. I could be wrong. Maybe there really is this great, huge market for it. But most, I don't know, when I was growing up, if it was the villain, you were glad to see them dead and offended that they were at the park because it's like, well, wait, didn't you die in the story? What are you doing here?
You are really onto something, Erica. The villains or the enjoyment of villains or being a villains fan is a very niche thing. It wasn't, let's put it this way, it wasn't as big as the princesses or,
Heroes.
Fab Five, the heroes. It was a small niche on purpose. It was almost like a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a fan of the villains. Now, if you want to talk about throwing a bar or throwing a, let's say, like a speakeasy experience, that lends very well to the villains. If you've seen, was it, oh my gosh, was it in Shrek 2? In Shrek 2, the bar where they had like all the storybook villains that were in there. Something like that would have worked perfectly. I don't see a whole like Villains Land. Then again, this is me. I don't really see like a whole villains land. But then again, this goes back to the point of I don't like this idea of we need to understand the villains.
Oh yeah, and there's that too, where they're kind of storylined, like Maleficent, for example. She's not really a villain; she's just misunderstood, and it blurs the lines of like the whole good and bad thing. But I just think, I don't know. I think in part Disney's just responding, like the Swatter Potter. I think we're kind of still in that mentality. They're just trying to come up with something that's going to compete with what Universal has with the Dark Universe.
Right.
But you can't compete with original classic monster story. That's just something so specific and original to Universal Studios. You can't really compete with that. You just have to leave it alone. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that they've got the villains bar up in Bay Lake Tower, like on the top, which I've been in. That's actually a cool concept, to have. But yeah, I think they're trying to say we can do the same thing as Universal. Okay, we got villains. I guess we'll go ahead and use the villains. Create a Villains Land. People like seeing the villains, at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Let's go and make a whole entire land. It's kind of like, well, why? Instead of when you used to fold in the villains with the attractions, case in point, and yes, I'm so pissed about this, and I'm going to be, like they got rid of Snow White's Scary Adventures. Remember that attraction? You had the Evil Queen that was in there. There really is no need for an additional land. But then again, I also think this got announced last year. What else got announced last year?
You have to remind me. I've already forgotten.
The official, I'll tell you why. The official announcement that Epic Universe was opening and on what date. That is the bomb that got thrown. And they had to scramble with this artwork that they put up to say, guess what? We're going to do a Villains Land. What do we got? We got villains. Okay, let's throw that up there and do it. This does not look anything like Darkmoor.
No. The lore just isn't there like there is with the Universal monsters. it's like I said, it's just different. Yeah, and Kiss My Grits. I'm reading your your comments are spot on, especially the one up about villains land facing scrutiny, like that 1,000% yes. I don't like the fact that it's a magic kingdom like that. You got, Cinderella's castle as such a huge focal point, and Cinderella having her prince and the evil stepmother getting her comeuppance for being an abusive pain in the ass, and like the last thing I want to do is see that BITCH roaming around the Magic Kingdom. Like, get out of my face, woman. No one likes you.
Like Mr. Milktoast says, the title "Mistress of Evil" says it all. There's no misunderstanding there. Cruella Deville.
Devil.
Yeah. I mean, a chick who just wants to skin puppies because she can have a coat. I mean, things that are unrepentantly evil. And there was always that good versus evil, which is a universal theme, with good triumphing over evil. Now, what's going on in Darkmoor with the universal monsters is that there's that conflict between evil and people trying to bring evil into the world, and their originally good personalities being taken over by that evil, and what is the consequence of that happening.
I was gonna say, like, I know there's a difference, I just can't articulate it, and you did it just there.
The only reason that I know is because I watched we did a watch party for The Invisible Man on my channel. And when it starts out, this guy, just this researcher, he's like obsessed with finding, the fact that he's now invisible and can do all of these evil acts and get away with it. Meanwhile, he's got a fiance, which is just like, we are losing you. You're not the person that you used to be, the person that I fell in love with. And he's just like, well, I can do this and we can have all the money that we need. And she's like, no, that's not it. And can't you see people that, that you love, or see what's happening to you? So that's the type of stories that are going on, where the villain is seen as the person who moved away from the good person that they were, and they wind up reaping the consequences of the path that they've taken. And Frankenstein with Frankenstein's monster, and
or you got like the scientific experiments that kind of went awry, and maybe they shouldn't have done that, but it was done anyways. And and you got I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's just different versus what Disney wrote years ago. Though they were meant to be very simple stories, very just right and wrong, good and evil, and good conquers evil, the end, and they lived happily ever after. And it works. Why can't they just embrace what they already have? Like, they're copying other people's work, and it just, Disney is just turned into like a poser in a way.
Exactly. And rabbits and reels, we were just talking about that. We're gonna talk about it some more on Spice Lounge on Tuesday, about a nothing burger. And it totally was. And the fairy tale genre versus the classic monsters are so different in form and purpose. Yes,
very different.
They are.
That's why I'm saying you can't let one have one. Like, let Universal have what they have, and then Disney, just embrace what you already have. It's okay to be different, but embrace this thing of, oh, well, look what they got. Well, we got to do that too. It's like, no, you don't. Actually, what you have is already great. You're just not leaning into that because for whatever reason, you're offended or jealous at somebody else's original stuff. It's just so backwards. I'm like, I cannot get my head up their asses.
I can't. Every time I think of the Grimm's fairy tales, which I have the book back there, all of those stories were moral stories for children to be able to grasp onto and understand the difference between what's blatantly good and what's blatantly evil. And that, again, that is a universal theme throughout cinema, even international cinema, that struggle between good and evil. And Disney used to tell the stories that, that were very much like that. And you saw the decline again, I'm going to say, with Maleficent, which I was beyond disappointed about. I don't need to understand Maleficent. I just wanted to see how evil she was and how she got taken down. That's what I wanted to see. I did not want to have to understand the villain. Like with Harry Potter, I don't need to understand Voldemort. I mean, they showed us the stuff that he did to understand his motives, but in the end, dude was still unrepentably evil. He went down.
And they kept him that way. I mean, and they've kept, and you do have that niche, of like with the Slytherin, you do have that, you can play essentially with the rebelliousness of being a wizard, which is fun, but it's not. It was just written and done so well with Harry Potter. Like, yeah, you can kind of tote the line there and play with it, even as an audience, but you're not actually like promoting and entertaining all out evil either.
Jared, you are so right. The only villain I hate more than Voldemort is Dolores Umbridge, because she
kids. I cannot stand that woman. Golly.
You know how you can tell somebody's a poser in Harry Potter if they say that their favorite character is Dolores Umbridge. Nobody likes that chick.
I do not.
Nobody likes
that chick.
That's why that's my nickname for oh my gosh, Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. Is it just me? I feel like with Dolores Umbridge, there's always that one teacher or principal you had that was kind of like that. And it just rubs you the wrong way. You're like, oh, I knew somebody like that in my life at one point.
Exactly. Rabbit and Real says, to quote J.R.R. Tolkien, evil cannot create anything new. You are 100% right. So let's see here.
Basically, what they shared were essentially they went on a field trip. It's kind of what this is, and they showed the architecture inspiration of what will be used in Villain's Land.
Wait a minute.
So, where did they take a field trip to? The Disney archives?
Oh no. This is going to bring back flashbacks for folks.
And they coined a new term called conjured architecture. So they said basically during a video.
Conjured architecture.
What the hell is that?
Oh no.
What? Just like this whole and shape language, and we're doing this shape language.
Conjured architecture, like like Maleficent using her staff to enchant stuff. That's what I'm guessing. Either way, enchanted architecture. But wait, there's more.
Video message in the panel, Disney legend and former animator Andres Deja, who is best known for helping to bring some of the most evil Disney villains to life on screen, such as Gaston and Jafar and Scar from The Lion King, which is pretty good pedigree. I'd say getting that guy involved in this is a good thing.
Well, yes and no. Ask Tony Baxter how that went for him with Tiana's Bayou Adventure. They brought him in and name only slapped an NDA on him, so he couldn't talk about it. Exactly. So while on the outside, it seems like it's a good thing that they're doing. Again, Tony Baxter. They brought back Joe Rohde to help educate new Imagineers for what's going on with Tropical Americas. We'll see how that runs out. But just because they bring Disney Legends onto the project does not mean that translates into success.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're giving them full control anyways over the project. They're just there for optics, in my opinion. I don't think they're really doing much.
100% optics. And just like we've talked about on this channel repeatedly, how many, and I'm going to use this word because I love it, how many of Tony Baxter's acolytes are now working over at Universal?
Isn't it like all of them?
That might be, because remember when he went to Universal, to Epic Universe,
Yeah.
he was like a rock star. People were like, Tony Baxter's an Epic. It looked like he was getting a VIP tour of Epic Universe. You know, it blows my mind. But wait, there's more.
Announced that he was officially consulting on the project. So that's a plus, I will say, getting that guy on board. Daisha shared that these characters are the best source materials for Imagineers to utilize and reference when conceptualizing the land, with big personalities, bold visuals, and rich backgrounds to influence the overall ambiance and the experience that guests will have while visiting. So,
do we care?
No. You don't have to have that much depth for an evil character because they're just evil.
I tell you. Yeah, exactly. Kiss my grits. The same thing that they did for New Orleans. Okay, for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, where they went on quote unquote research. Like I said,
Yeah, no, they didn't.
I think they took them to New Orleans. They put them up in the Ritz-Carlton. Okay, and that's pretty much where they stayed. They maybe walked a little bit over to where Jackson Square was, took a look, and then left. Because if you spent any time truly in New Orleans, you would have understood New Orleans and not put freaking Cuban music and Haitian music into an attraction that's based on New Orleans and not understand just how jacked up that is. And y'all know I take personal offense from that because, like I said, I am ancestry from New Orleans. It's like, you mean to tell me you don't put in voodoo, you put Cuban and Haitian music in a darn ride? No. But also Kiss My Grits. This is another thing that just tripped my memory. The same head Imagineer that worked on Tiana's Bayou Adventure, that same group is working on Villain's Land.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Remember
I just kind of
correctly.
forgot.
They are.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have much hope for this. I mean, I'm sure it'll make money at first because people will be curious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you know.
But my thing is the long term, and then compare that to what Universal's got coming down the pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with their expansions, and I'm not really seeing all this money that Disney's banking on to come in. I think we'll see an uptick, but I don't think it's going to be to the scale of what Universal's going to be pulling in.
No. And then again, remember, they've only given us concept art from last year. Now they're talking about a field trip for conjured architecture. So if you think the one for New Orleans is bad,
they ain't going to do a field trip. They went to the Disney archives.
Confirm that our journey to developing the land began with the animation source material and the Walt Disney Animation Studios artist responsible for it. Says these conversations made us realize that it was critical to reflect the look and feel of the character's animation in the land's physical structures and appearance.
Well, can't you just do that by going to the Disney archives? Where you basically watch.
It's already been done. Your ancestors, your animators from yesteryears already did that. And all of their art, even down to concept, is in the Disney archives. They don't really have to go on a field trip.
No.
All they got to do is dig up old with white glove treatment photos and video footage, and even what do you call it? Even just drawn concept art for each villain and all these stories. But you know, they like wasting money. They like spending it, that's for sure.
Oh, kiss my grits. Don't remind me about that villain show. That villain show is ass. I cannot. It is awful. I mean,
So wait,
no
you
pause or nothing.
you vote on the one that's the most misunderstood?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's who
Okay.
that's who you vote. And you don't really they do it by applause. It's
No, thanks.
it is the most
No.
contrived thing.
It's like
that-
the laughing floor in reverse.
Yeah. Yeah. And not as
Sorry.
preachy, not with the hey, we're not as good as that guy.
So we set off to Paris, France, Barcelona, Spain, to learn about each city's architecture and its unique attributes.
Okay. When I hear that, I think about, granted, Universal Creative went to France, they went to Paris,
To go see Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, Sacré-Cœur, the Montmartre district. You could tell that they actually made that field trip pay off, because if you go in that section of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, it looks literally like you just stepped onto the streets of Paris, and you're in the Montmartre district. Now, I can't see, given that we have the internet, y'all can't check that out. I mean, I'm just saying, I get it. There's something different about actually being able to be there. But if what happened with Tiana's Bayou Adventure is any indication, they did not spend time in New Orleans to integrate with the culture. They went as a tourist. Because you can't tell me that you can't go sit in Jackson Square for at least an hour and figure out what New Orleans is mainly about, with everything that goes on there. You know, parts of the city. You know, did you go to, the lower Ninth Ward? Did you go to, the cemeteries? Did you go to restaurants from Brennan's, where Bananas Foster was created? Which reminds me, that Bananas Foster chocolate bar is an Obama freaking nation. Okay. You did not capture what Bananas Foster, the true dessert, is like. From stuff like that to, grandmama who makes gumbo in one of her kitchens, and the prices depending on, what ingredients she got that day. It's just, you miss everything about it.
So they said they studied Art Nouveau, architecture design, and the unique form, scale, and color that define this style, which flourished in the late.
Y'all didn't have to. I don't even see why.
And they basically showed some pictures of architecture.
You can see this in St. Augustine.
Yeah, true. Mm-hmm.
You could literally see this type of there's Spanish architecture in St. Augustine.
They could just go to Epic Universe
and check it out.
and just go to there.
You can pick this. You can go literally on Google Images and find this stuff out. I'm not impressed by this. This is the type of ironwork that you see in New Orleans. Okay, granted, it was a French colony founded. However, all the wooden buildings burned down in a fire. So when the Spanish took it over, they did new building codes, which is why all the buildings look similar to what you would see in San Juan, Puerto Rico, than, say, in Paris, because that's the standards that they had. The wrought iron fences, all of that they have going on, which is like works of art. We've seen it before. I don't know why y'all needed to go to Barcelona, but yeah, I've seen stuff like this in New Orleans. I've seen stuff like this in St. Augustine.
But they're not pulling those elements into any of this. I mean, it shows in Tiana's Bayou. They're not taking what they should be taking in their research and applying it. Clearly, you're just there to eat your beignets, get drunk, have a tarot card reading, and go home.
Yes. Absolutely. So I'm not, yeah, exactly. It sounds like that's quite the wrought iron. Yeah, it's an art form, and you see it in a lot of I would say you see it in a lot of former French and Spanish colonies in the Americas. The iron it's like art, and it's absolutely beautiful. Like having a wrought iron fence with all of the details, it's such a wonderful art form. It's gorgeous.
Essentially going on a field trip, looking at some of the architecture for inspiration here, which, you know, some of this, like obviously like these railings here look very villains like, I would say. So that's what they showed on that. And then they also did say, when it comes to Villains Land, that construction is on the horizon.
Okay, well, hold on one second. Buddy Hepburn says, sounds more like a paid tax write-off vacant. Yes.
There you go. Yep.
Because
exactly.
Did you really do stuff?
I wonder how many of their spouses and kids went with them.
Yeah, I know, right?
To go stalk their Instagrams. You know, yeah. They took pictures.
Mm-hmm. Plenty of pictures. Look, here's where we did. Here's where we went. We did this. It's like, did you go? And buddy, that's what I was saying. You can get photos like that from Google Earth. Unless you were going to immerse yourself. I mean, first of all, I don't see why for villains you got to go and do that. I could see if this was for an actual film, where if it's set in Spain, or if it's set in Barcelona, if it's set in Paris, there's certain cultural nuances that you need to immerse yourself into. But for a villains attraction, why don't, again, just like Erica said, go back in the Disney archives, you know, the stuff that they keep protected back there from, photo aging and all that, and go back and review that stuff. Go back and see what's already been done. I don't see why you gotta go there. I don't get it. But anyway,
they didn't give a definite date, but they just said it is on the horizon.
They never give a date.
They never give a date.
It'll be on the horizon for the next almost decade.
Yeah. So it's like, don't forget, we're actually doing this Villains Land. Okay, so basically the past year, y'all went on a field trip to figure out the term conjured architecture. Yeah. Okay. Field trip for something that they may or may not do. I don't expect any. If we're going by the way that Disney likes to do construction, I don't think nothing's going to happen until maybe 2030, with something actually built. But again, this was a knee-jerk reaction to Epic Universe dropping an absolute opening date and everything that they had for Epic Universe, which took the sales out of D23 completely. So let's see, what's this one? Conjure. Oh God.
Stereotype. So they weren't going to feature him, even though.
Listen to this part. This is
feature
important.
Dr. Facilier due to the insensitivities of voodoo or something like that, or it fed into stereotypes. So they weren't going to feature him, even though they do feature him in the Halloween Party, and he's a very popular villain. Apparently, he is going to be utilized in Villains Land.
Why?
Right.
So
why am I not?
Yeah, they got him in the Hocus Pocus stage show for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Yes.
I mean, the only thing I can guess is they've got some Imagineers that are into voodoo, and they're the ones that want to keep it a closed religion. They're the ones offended at it, and they're just like projecting. other than that, and it's the only thing I could think of as to why they would have the way they treat Dr. Facilier the way that they have. And they're not just going to take him away from a stage show. It's been there for years. That already does well.
Mhm.
So they'll keep that. But anything else moving forward, I don't get it. It's
I don't get it. I really don't, because you cannot separate Voodoo from New Orleans.
yeah.
And honestly, to ignore Voodoo is to ignore an integral cultural feature, especially from, some folks who were enslaved or those who were not enslaved, but they did practice Voodoo as, as a religion. Some of it was like forbidden. Voodoo in the US, also known as Santeria.
Yeah.
In Spain, same deal. That they brought that with them, and everybody knows about it.
Yeah, it's not as closed as it once was, because even nowadays you go to Cuba and it is out in the open. Like Santeria is not this like closed religion that maybe it once was however many years ago. It is way out in the open. Like they don't even care anymore. And we do live in an era where it is what it is. We know the stuff is out there. We know it's around.
Yeah, it's there. That's one of the first things that you figure out about it by going to New Orleans is Voodoo. The apothecary shops that they have there. I've been in a couple of them. My goodness, I had to like pray before I walked in because I was scared. But that is something that a lot of them had, because that was part of their heritage that they brought over. And ran the issues that I had with it in Princess and the Frog. Either way, Dr. Facilier, you can talk about all the good versus bad Voodoo all you want, but if they so did not like Voodoo, they put in Mama Odie, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's in all Yoruba white, all right?
Yeah.
And that's not an issue for them. But with Dr. Facilier, he is, I want to say, well, there's lots of applause for Dr. Facilier and for, Boogie Boogie as well. But the fact that they opened up Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Keith David's character wasn't even in the attraction. Remember that picture they took of him in the log? Remember they got stuck? And they were and there was just this picture of Keith David looked like, why the heck am I here? And I'm not even in the daggone attraction.
They even changed was it Mama Odie? Is that her name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They changed her what she is on the attraction. They don't even identify her as being this like voodoo priestess. They have her as some like swamp fairy godmother thing. They even changed her. Yeah, it's just weird, even for Disney. Yeah. I'm like, that's the only thing I could think of why they would be just is I think they got people on their team that are legitimately into this stuff, and it offends them. They want to keep it in the shadows, and it's like, but it's not in the shadows anymore. It's the 21st century.
You're going to go against your own canon, just like what did Lewis say in the movie, The Shadow Man, the kind of man that do the voodoo that Mama Odie do? That was in the freaking movie.
I mean, no offense, but don't they want the free advertising of their religion? I'm just saying. I'm not advocating for this stuff. I don't like it. I am a Christian, but at the same time, it's like you're getting like free marketing here for whatever it is you believe in. Like, why are you ashamed?
It's like,
I have it just. I'm not following their mentality. Is my thing. I'm just not following.
I think with them saying that, we don't want to bring religion into it. Okay, so you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So you're basically going to go against your own established canon in order to put this attraction together, which was slapped together in so many holes. That offends you for some reason. It's, again, like I said, granted, just like Erica, I'm a Christian, but let's be intellectually honest. This is the property that you have out there. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, your predecessors down the, I mean, not your predecessors, your competitors down the road sure as hell didn't shy away from all their
Nope.
Wiccan stuff, you know, with Harry Potter. I mean, they're just out there with it. It's,
they
you
just
know,
brought it out there, you know, and
it's
people
part
like
of the
that.
story, part of the lore, and they just put it
Mhm.
out there. And it's
Yep.
you're choosing if you want to like it or not. I don't know why Disney is just being all of a sudden so, I don't know, like,
They're
I want to
picking
say
and choosing.
careful and restrictive, but yeah, you got all this other stuff that can arguably, you know, beat magic. And I've heard other groups that are like, oh, they don't even like Cinderella either. I don't know.
Ooh,
It's just weird
I
for
get
even
it.
for Disney.
I think I get it.
Weird
I
for
think I
Disney.
get it. I think I get this. Because if you acknowledge something is truly evil,
Then you have to acknowledge
what is
that there's
truly
good.
good.
Yeah, that could be part of it too. Because I mean,
Because
if I were truly an evil one, the first lie I'd want you to believe is that I didn't exist.
exactly. Yeah, evil really does exist. And that was something that Disney did not shy away from. So, yeah.
That's weird. Modern day Disney, y'all do not make any dang sense whatsoever.
None whatsoever, man. But let's see. We're going to go over here to.
And they're going to return to the blue and gray.
Yeah, so they're going to
And I
return.
think if you look at the concept art here, this also fits into perhaps what I've been hearing as well as Bruce Vaughn. He's saying that these future concept art that they show might be a little bit more whimsical. Like this, what kind of looks like a water painting in many ways. And obviously, people know what Cinderella's castle looks like. But if you do concept art like this in the future, it's going to be kind of difficult to really pin down details necessarily on some of the stuff they do. But
they don't really do it for detail. Like case in point, the concept art that we got shown for Epic Universe looks a lot like what we got at Epic Universe. So I can't really say that I agree with Bruce Vaughn on this one. For people who do not know, Bruce Vaughn was an Imagineer that they brought back to basically help to get Disney Imagineering back on track, supposedly. Although what I've been seeing has not really seriously impressed me. Like my mind is not blown, but it depends. It's like, how are you going to truly right the ship? You know, you're going to give us concept art. Well, yeah, we know what the castle used to look like. Okay. Which is why, as much as I laugh about it because it's kitschy, and I call it the Nailed It Castle for the 25th anniversary of Disney World, they did the castle in all pink with like candles on it, and it looks so darn awful. That's why we call it the Nailed It Castle. But it was all in good fun and good humor, and it wasn't going to be permanent, but we know
it was easy to take down because it was just fabric.
Yeah,
like that balloon material, and it ballooned around the castle. They didn't actually paint anything.
No,
you just take it down.
It looked cool. Again, it looked cheesy in that 90s way, but I mean, repainting the castle, yeah, okay. I mean, it's in the
but I get it.
It's the safe
castle birthday cake for the 25th. It was in theme. It made sense for the 90s when you look back on it. Now, back then, even I was like, oh, that is ugly. But now I'm like,
I wanted
wasn't that bad.
I wanted this so bad. I wanted the castle to be TP'd by Stitch. I wanted that. I so wanted that.
They didn't do that, did they?
No, they did it, and they should have. They should have, because Stitch
that
was
would have been
so
fun.
Popular. I would have loved to see that.
To promote the movie, that would have been fun and just cute. And just do it temporarily. It doesn't have to be like.
Yeah. And I do agree, Mr. Milquetoast. Putting it back to its former colors is a good move.
Yeah.
It really is. It's high, I would say, high impact, low effort. So it's under the category that I would call a quick win, which would be putting us back. It was most of the 90s.
90s Disney, yeah, that was. I remember when I went to Magic Kingdom during that time. I went one day, and like the wind was blowing pretty hard, and a part of the fabric was like half coming off the castle. And I was just sitting there staring at it like, how long is this gonna last before it just blows away? Happy birthday.
Dark buddy. Oh, so
They
yeah,
didn't give a
that's
timeline on this either. So
they didn't give a
not
timeline.
a lot of stuff they shared. And again, I wasn't expecting them to share much. And really, when it came to villains, that's kind of exactly if they were going to show anything, it would just be some of the stuff that they've been doing. They didn't show anything for Monsters Inc. Land. They didn't show anything for Tropical Americas.
Nope.
They didn't show anything for Piston Peak. And I think the one that surprised me the most was really that they did announce the Walt Disney animatronic that was going to come to Carousel Progress, but they didn't give a timeline on that one either. So not a lot of details, not a lot of things to share. They didn't have a dedicated parks panel.
Yeah, they didn't. So
yeah, because I don't want to get roasted.
Like what happened with last time. Like
they don't want that guy to show up. That's like, is this a joke? Am I in the Twilight Zone? Are you really doing this, and this?
Oh, wait. Here we go.
Is this an out of season April Fool's joke?
Activision Blizzard, you are never gonna live that down. That's exactly.
I would have been that fool. I would have been like, "Are you serious? WTF?
Serious?
Like, what the hell?"
Yeah. Just like, is this it? Is this a joke? Is this, but it's like they had to put something up there. So this is what I call the vaporware quick wins kind of going on. They're announcing this stuff. Remember, there are like no real photos, there's no construction photos or anything. It's in the ether. So it's like it doesn't cost much to announce anything. The thing is, what are you going to start doing? Now, Disney's fiscal year starts October 1st. So I don't think anything is going to be moving or any movement is going to be made until after that particular date because of the budgets. So we shall see. I do not see them painting the castle until January when the Christmas rush is over. That's traditionally when they start doing a lot of the updates and refurbishments, is that period between, I think, like January to March usually is when they'll do it. So we shall see. Villains Land right now, they're doing the Big Thunder Mountain refurbishment. So between Piston Peak that they're working on, because they've totally drained Rivers of America. Supposedly they have relocated the fish. Yeah, I don't know what that involves, but yeah, supposedly relocated the fish, and they're working on Piston Peak. But speaking of that, and I'm so glad I brought this up, and we'll actually close out the stream with this because I really want you guys to be aware of it. And I should have had this out. Braden from Mickey Views, you have got to go over and watch this video. So I haven't finished watching it, but he does a great job of detailing and catching you up with the whole thing with draining Rivers of America. And actually one of Ron's pictures made it into the video for Drained Rivers of America. So Ron, in case you don't know, Braden shouted you out with a credit. So make sure you go and check it out. I love watching Braden's videos. I'm always impressed with how detailed he is with the information. Bill Metzger says it's a good video of Rivers of America. Yes. So I started watching it this morning. I have it saved so I can go back and finish watching it.
Braden's got people on the inside. He's got friends that are like, I mean, on the inside.
Yeah, really on the inside.
He's very well connected. I like listening to his stuff because I try to like listen to be in between the lines to pick up on other cues or clues, I should say.
Guys. Good seeing you, my dear. So hi, Reina and Erica. And yeah, Buddy, you have says Braden's video is really good. Yeah, I
haven't seen it yet either, but I've heard about it. I've heard this announcement is really good from Braden.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, let me drop this actually in the chat so you guys can go and check out his video. I already know what's going to be good, so I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up anyway. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can hear Professor X snoring.
I know.
He's snoring. Is right. I'm like, what is that? No, great. I got a snoring cat.
It's a happy kitty.
He's so funny. He knows exactly when the streams start. So he has to hop up here with his in his little spot. Yep, that's his video. So you got to check that out. Yeah, Capture the Magic and Braden are amazing. Yeah, Capture the Magic I hadn't heard of before until I pulled up I'm like, where the heck's my thing? Until I pulled up video looking for stuff from D23. So yeah, shout out to Capture the Magic. Please do go and check out their stream as well. Let me drop this into the chat. Tom is over at Universal, so usually Tom is like streets ahead.
Yeah,
putting this stuff out there. So make sure you check out Braden's video about Rivers of America. We might EFAP that at a later time, and of course, Capture the Magic. Check that out as well. Phil says good podcast. Yeah, he does. And be our guide. Yes, Braden's video is fantastic. He expertly and eloquently details the history of Rivers of America, why it's so important, and why this is the biggest mistake they have ever made. Yeah, I tell you, getting on that last cruise, knowing that was going to be the last cruise around Rivers of America, and it was so sad. It's sad and it's a visceral loss. I cannot imagine what it's going to be like when they finally put cars and everything over there. There's something claustrophobic about it. I can't put my finger on it, but it just feels that way. It doesn't feel like there's this open, undiscovered, area that's just around the bend that you can check out and also enjoy a land themed after one of the greatest American authors, of course, which would be Mark Twain, aka Samuel Clemens. So Jeff Vail, WDW president, hates water. Yeah, that's what happens when you get these decisions out of Burbank for Florida. Because on the flip side, Epic Universe, there's water all over.
Does he live in Florida?
No. Wait.
This guy, I don't know who.
He's probably moved here since he's WDW president. I think he started out in Burbank, but that's the thing. It's like Florida is not Burbank, and you have to keep that, in mind. I'm thinking, here's another thing I'm thinking of. How are they going to handle flooding?
I was just thinking that like a while ago, because Disney property has flood zones. And how are they going to turn this we'll say Jeep off-roading experience, not how are you going to prevent that from turning into a redneck mud hole?
Mm-hmm. And how many drunk guests are gonna like relive, Woodstock, Burning Man, or whatever, and start sliding around?
I grew up in Florida. All my friends were like country redneck, type people, and Lakeland had a huge mud hole that everybody went to almost every weekend, and it was nothing but a bunch of drunk rednecks going out there into this massive mud hole, and it was just to see what your vehicles could do, and if you got stuck, you got pulled out, and so boring. But that was the thing, and I don't know if but that culture, I guess, is still around. I don't know how we live in Florida in about 20 years. Is it still around? Is that mud hole still there in Lakeland?
Probably is. But I'm telling you, outside of Orlando, you want to see this state. Let me tell you,
what a cracker.
You want to see what we do. And a good percent of it is thanks to the Scots. If you ever go and see the Scottish Highland Games, they actually have the Highland Games up like near Jacksonville. Okay. There's a reason that will look real familiar if you're from Florida. Like, dang, don't we do something like that already? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. The British did not want to go into Indian country and all the untamed areas, so they sent the Scots out there. That's why. But yeah, it's like you can have that same kind of experience somewhere else. If it's like all mud and whatever, what's going to happen with the torrential monsoon rains that we get here? Mm-hmm. And what happens if we get hit with a hurricane? Where all is that water going to go? At least with Rivers of America, the way that it was, there was enough leeway where if, the waters did rise, but spilling over and everything else, how are y'all going to handle that? Yeah, that was freaking tough. That was absolutely tough. BR Guy says Braden's insiders tipped him off to Rivers of America months before there was any other whisper of it. I didn't want to believe it when he first scooped that. Yeah, with Braden, because of the history that he has, when he says insiders have tipped him off.
Oh yeah.
I pretty much put that under the category of that's going to happen.
He's very well connected, and a lot of what he says, I have never found Braden to be wrong in his reporting.
Mm-mm.
Like ever.
No. Nah, he is usually on point. He makes very, very educated. I call it educated guess, educated, theorizing, educated postulate. Usually he's got a good amount of data to back that up. Yes, Mr. Milk Toast, that state that Cracker and Cracker Barrel. I can say the Cracker Barrel near my house has not changed. The same logo is outside.
They put Cracker in Cracker Country. Mm-hmm. If you've been to the Florida State Fair.
Yeah. It is still the most crackerific restaurant.
Crackerific?
It so is. Let me tell you, it hasn't changed. And I honestly think there's probably people around here circulating around Cracker Barrel to make sure they're not trying to change it. Honestly. They couldn't even handle a little bit of rain at the Haunted Mansion gift shed, and literally that's what it was. Yeah. It was a gift shed. It does not look like Memento Mori at all. This little shed. I don't trust their ability to prepare for Florida weather. No, I don't either. I'm just like, where's the water going to go? There is genius to how the Magic Kingdom was built, literally. And I believe this with all my heart. Roy Disney exchanged his life in order to bring his brother Walt's vision to life for Walt Disney World. It is a master class in transforming the swamp into what you see right now. It is it is truly truly something else. That's why I say if you go to the Magic Kingdom, everybody knows about the partner statue. Everybody knows about that. The one with Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse in front of Cinderella's castle. When you walk on the Main Street USA, where the flagpole is, go look at the plaque that they have for Roy Disney, where he's on a bench sitting there with Minnie Mouse.
It's sweet. I think it's cute.
It's really cute, and it's really sweet. I didn't find out till I think I want to say 3 years ago. I think when we were researching, this was when let's just say Disney put the foot in their mouth and decided to try to take on the state of Florida. And I asked the question, why is it that Disney can do all this stuff with the Reedy Creek Improvement District? What the heck? Why did Florida give into that? And that's when we went back and started pulling up all the evidence and looked, and we saw this. I forget which one it was on YouTube. Just how all of that came together, and just how instrumental Roy Disney was in bringing this park to fruition. I did not know that at the time, but yeah, he's a big reason. Walt didn't live to see that park built, but Roy made sure to bring that park to fruition. That's for sure. During Lorena's last ride, I had pushed me to die on this hill to save Rivers of America. Yeah, I could not describe just how upset I was about it. And it's interesting. We lose our Rivers of America. Disneyland keeps theirs. Disneyland Paris keeps theirs. Tokyo Disneyland keeps theirs. But we have to give ours up. I'm telling you. Well, folks, that is going to do it. Oh, one little thing. Yeah, they did. Yeah, because they're all about merchandising. I guess about merchandising. VR Guy says Magic Kingdom is the park of all the parks built with the heart and soul of both Disney brothers. That makes the desecration even more heartbreaking.
Yeah, it does.
It really does. Even if you couldn't put your finger on it and you didn't know, you'd still know that's wrong with that being gone. And even now, you go to the parks, and when they've got the walls and everything up, and the porta hedges. Fake hedges on wheels, people know that isn't right, and they're just like, what the heck is going on here? This does not look good. Does not look good at all. Well, folks, as usual, we always have fun on this show, so I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us. Erica, what do you have going on, and where can people find you?
Well, you can find old videos from last Halloween and last fall on at Erica-Raff. I haven't gotten around to videoing much this year. Our mental headspace has been in a very weird place these last few weeks, with hopefully a job change and a big international relocation.
Ooh.
I can't get any details. We're trying to keep a lot of stuff close to home, but it's been hard to do any vlogging stuff because my mind is it's literally day by day. The second word trickles, if we're out of here, that's it. I'm in moving mode, and the channel's going to take the channel will take a massive backseat for months until we get settled with the move. But I mean, I'll try my best to get some things up. But this year, Halloween's kind of really taking a backseat because I'm literally it's literally day by day. If something's going to pop. And like I said, I don't want to get any specifics because I believe in people throwing negative stuff your way and trying to block things. And yes, I'm that kind of spiritual nerd or whatever, superstitious girl. But yeah, and I'm stream hopping, so you can find me here. You can find me on T3PO and on Sam's Life of a Military Wife. She's got a YouTube channel, and I've done some things together, some podcasting on military life and all the crazy stuff we deal with. I feel like a new video, and I need to hit up Sam because I'm in a funk right now as a military spouse. This whole thing being in limbo and like, are we moving yet? Like, just hurry up because it's really killing me right now.
I hear you because, and I'm kind of like Erica. So if you guys are like, Lorena, how come you haven't been like at the parks? Well, there is the heat. It just is. It just is. So I want to give you guys content where I'm like literally, at my peak, but also I am kind of like Erica. I am in limbo. I am waiting to hear if I got the job that I interviewed for in person last week. I keep hearing things look good. I keep hearing I'm at the top for consideration. And
we keep hearing the same thing. And I'm like,
hearing this, and it's just like, I kind of, where the heck are things, where the heck are things going? And it does kind of mess around with your headspace a little bit. So I haven't been out at the parks, but all of that stuff should start to roll back up around the end of this month, because if I do wind up getting this job, and I hope and pray that I do get this job, things are going to change because it's a senior level position, which means my streaming time is going to be at a premium. But that just means I have to, move around a couple of things. I cannot stay away from the parks for very long. So thank you guys so much for like putting up with me, because things have just they've been crazy on the employment side, and you guys have just been an absolute blessing to me with you guys supporting the channel. So I sure do appreciate it. Thank you. So yes, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Should appreciate that. So let's see, for today, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, of course, watch party for the Indian movie War. Going to be really, really cool. If you liked Vikram Vedha, you are really going to like War. So Hrithik Roshan is in that one. We're going to be watching that. Of course, channel members, the Cosme viewing room will be open, so you can all watch the movie, listen to the audio. I'll have the visualizer here on YouTube, so that's going to be on Saturday. On Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, Welcome to Florida show. I love doing this darn show. We just have so much crazy fun. Of course, it is the meme show, so we are coming up with memes. And of course, remember, you guys get to vote on what crazy ass Florida man story we're going to read on the show. I am literally, yes, I put the vote in there. And I'll let you guys vote on which crazy Florida man story we are going to read. So we just have fun going into that, Florida state of mind. Yes, it is definitely different down here, and it is definitely different from what you see outside of Orlando. There's real Florida.
Yeah.
So you guys are gonna love it. I always have more material than we have show for, but yeah, we just have fun hanging around and chilling on that show. And of course, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, the Spice Lounge returns. We are going to be talking about, can the box office be saved? Because the box office was ass this summer. So we're going to be talking about that. And Cameron Pasha, Hollywood insider, screenwriter, producer, he is going to be joining us like he does every month to, guess we call it Holly Weird Explain. Emphasis on Holly Weird because it seems weird to a lot of us, yet Cameron can explain exactly why it's so darn weird. So that's going to be on Tuesday, and it's good to be back. Sometimes you have to take a little bit of a break when it comes to streaming. Sometimes you kind of need a break to like regroup, recenter, and store that energy back up to come back out strong. So I know so much has gone by between the Cracker Barrel thing to all kinds of other stuff that's been out there. It's like, dang it, I don't have a show, so I can't talk about that. We got you covered. We'll be back strong on Tuesday. So thank you guys so much for watching this on the replay. Thank you for watching this on the replay. Let us know in the comments what you saw in the replay. We would love to hear from all of you. So please do make sure, please make sure you hit the like. Yes, check your subscribe button because YouTube is dropping people. I got dropped from Dadman's channel. And I've been subscribed to this channel for like, I don't know how long, and got dropped from that. So
yeah, that's happened to us too on some other YouTube channels. I'm like, what? I'm like, I was subbed over here.
Yeah, it's something else. So much love. You guys take care, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.